Hey, there we are. All
Even
right,
her glass.
we're live, and everybody has glasses.
Woo!
Hello, and we're past. What was I gonna say? We're over like the hump now. It's now episode 51,
Mm.
which is here we are. Richard,
We're back.
how you holding up with not your glasses on? You want to
Uh,
DM like that?
I probably shouldn't keep doing this.
Oh man.
Oh my
No,
God.
Sounds like quitter talk to me.
This home.
Yeah, what are your eyes weak or something? Just keep them on. Oh man. Well, anyway, yes, we're live. It's episode 51. Richard, there you go.
Alrighty. Who would like to recap last time where we started off at the bottom of the well?
Well, we
the
found the
bottom.
mirror so
Now
we
we're
could see
here.
the spirit temple. Wrong bottom of the well. Sorry.
Monkey Man slid down the rope. PyCon, I had some notes. Where the hell did those go? PyCon slid down the rope and was like, hey, eat shit, and summoned this like ice hag thing that was not fun. It was real brutal. Almost put us in the ground, which like we were already underground, so convenient. Uh, uh, we beat it. We're like, what the hell, man? And he was like, I had to see if you could do it. Because apparently the queen pretty tough. So he thought of the second scariest thing he could think of, because this underwater cavern under the in the well summoned things you feared. So that's cool. Got out of there and ran through the town and hid in his place. Had ourselves a little rest up. That's where I'm getting foggy.
After that, we kind of talked to him about what the situation was. He told us that we were the Bailey, which is kind of safer of the effects of a lot of the effects of the zone that we're in. That if you die here, die in real life, no, not really. If you die there, you spawn back out in the battle. So it's really important that you don't die, which is like how it is everywhere. So I guess it doesn't really help. It doesn't really change much for our circumstances. But he said that his job is to guard the well from people getting in, but also that he is the solo member of the rebellion against the queen. That he has tried to kill the queen himself and failed. And I guess I don't really remember, because I guess she was like bygones be bygones, as he's back in the Bailey and working for her again or something.
He's for sure the only one.
He
I thought
said
he said
he
he's-
was a resistance in a resistance of one.
Okay.
And I think he mentioned at one point that even when killing her, she just kind of poofed in a mist, and then like the mist went back up into the castle.
Got it. He mentioned that she has a mind flayer under her employ. That he did know about Knuckle coming through, and Knuckle managed to get an audience with her and left, and he didn't really know the specifics of that. That it's very likely that she employs some form of vampirism. And then kind of was like, I gotta go back to work. So just like hang out here, don't eat my food. And then that's when the nightmares came. Tony, do you want to go into what Audra dreamed about?
Yeah, basically dreamed of like all her everybody she has beef with, basically setting her up for failure and like giving into rage and screwing up and getting people killed, and you know the thing that she does not want to do, and letting down her sister and all that sort of thing.
Right. Amira had a dream. I think she almost had the revelation from Everything Everywhere All at Once, with messing with fate. I don't know. I might be misremembering that.
No, you kind of got that. Just I don't know, immediate aftermath of potentially having one of her echoes come and exact revenge for all of the times she might have killed one of them, slash losing the ability to alter those timelines and save her friends. She kind of saw this cycle of death, and at the end of it, she was the one killing everybody, so it was a really good time. It was best time.
And then Anwar had a dream about giving a TED talk when his two devil influences were vying for control. His great ex grandfather saying to more or less kill the boy, let the man be, and destroy his enemies, scorched earth. And the mind flayer Cerebro kind of saying maybe take a more nuanced approach and stab people in the back when they're not looking, whichever works really. And Anwar's feeling a little conflicted about that. And he is reminded of the fact that he may be holding the vessel that I don't have it here with me right now. He may be holding the vessel that holds his great grandfather Agonazar, and possibly the doom of the world.
Is it being used for actual tea right now?
Maybe a little bit.
You reminded me too, and apologies if someone already said this and I just didn't hear it said. But in addition to the queen, or maybe we knew about this a little ahead of time, the queen's like main advisor or whatever is a squid who also lives here. So we're gonna look into him today. And
Yeah, I don't think there's anything about him being a main advisor, but
I thought he just lives here then.
He has her ear occasionally, but it's
okay.
not like a direct position. He
Got
lives
it.
in the Bailey too,
Got
like
it.
everyone else.
But either way, that was like, we want to look into that. And the rebellion thing, that was what I was thinking of, was that there's, I guess like there's no real rebellion, but you mentioned, Richard, that like there is unrest in the Bailey. Like people aren't happy with the situation. Like, so there's at least like some dissent toward the queen, if not outright rebellion.
It's like the Bailey is the least shitty place to be. Like, it's much worse out there, so like at least here it's not the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
pretty much.
Houston.
Houston.
Or Austin, you know?
Yeah. That's it, right?
I think, we're gonna send...
Pretty much, Anwar had like a check-in with Monkey Man about like, hey, what's up with this lamp thing? And he basically got the answer of like, that could potentially be the most dangerous thing in all of this area right now. Be fucking real with that.
We also found out about the queen's, like, kind of what's setting her off. She keeps waiting to hear about her potentially dead hubby who never came back from the war. And Knuckle rolled in and was like, I totally know your husband. We go way back. Let's chat. And then, like, gaining her favor that way.
Being a creep.
He was let back out.
Yeah. And we learned, and Benny's looking into it off screen this episode since Artem's not here. Because I think this is where PyCon works, is like at the actual gate to the Bailey. And so we were talking like wall, but like near the gate or whatever, because we were talking offline about potentially if we need to create some sort of big distraction or big disturbance, whatever, just cracking that gate open and bringing the war right in, you know?
No, some of us were talking about that. Not all of us were talking about it.
Well, again, not saying we're doing it, but saying like it is important to look into, should we need to do it, how it can be done.
I'd mention the like, what would happen if? And, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Well, there's a lot. Never mind.
Well, since we're talking about it, why don't we kind of jump into character now, where you guys are all in this tiny little hut of a shack of a building that is the Monkey Man's residence. Not much more than some hay on the ground, a pile of hay for a bed, a little tiny fireplace area with a pot for stew and maybe a couple bowls, things like that. Couple sconces up on the wall with some candles that lit very dim light, but enough to see, especially for the majority of you that have dark vision. And it's relatively cool at the moment, and kind of stifled, still, kind of gross air. And yeah, it seems like there still hasn't been a full consensus yet on what to do next. I do believe we left off where Pycon had come back, and so he's free to chat with you guys too if you have any plans you'd like to form going forward.
So if I can find the squid, mention offhand, like, yeah, we're we've been around where the war is, and and we're looking for this knuckle guy. Heard he came through here. Maybe we can, get sent the Queen's Wave. Someone knows that, because we can't just walk around like, how about that war out there, huh? Might be a little quicker to talk to someone on the inside.
It honestly surprises me that this squid hasn't found us himself. If he functions the same as the ones outside, then he already knows we're here just by sake of having thoughts, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's
No.
pretty wild out there.
He'd know we're here and not be able to manage us.
I suppose.
Here's my thought on the Mind Flayer. And this is based on Cerebro, so if it comes off as limited, that's why. Cerebro was not really either of the Mind Flayers we've encountered. Were not too keen on treating us as if we were in the same playing field. He had a great air of superiority about him. I mean, he called us his pets, which is kind of fucked up. And my thought is if this guy, this Mind Flayer, was sent here, who knows how long ago, could have been when the Empire first moved in. He's stuck here now, and unable to leave. And if he's unable to leave and unable to die, he probably, and this is just a guess, made an alliance out of necessity to protect himself, lest he be continuously pummeled by the war. But I'm willing to bet that he doesn't like taking orders from anyone who isn't like him, or any kind of aberrant creature. And maybe that's something to play to. Hunter, if you can play off that sense of pride, and Illithid's pride, maybe he'd be willing to get us an audience with the Queen. Maybe he'd be willing to look the other way if something were to go down in your presence. I'm not saying he necessarily needs to help us, though that would definitely be nice.
I just feel like
My
any
thing is-
outcome without him trying to eat our brains would be optimal.
My
be
thought
honest.
is if we might be able to help each other. I'm guessing he doesn't want to be here. And we might be his best bet of getting out of here.
Are you saying we ally ourselves with another Mind Flayer?
Hell no. No, this is just what do they call that? Like that Aikido, using force, redirecting it. It's just redirecting force, man.
I use weapons, not my fists, but I think I get the point.
Yeah.
And Hunter, whenever you go in there, just make sure you give us some signal if things start going really poorly. As was pointed out, it's probably been a very long time since this squid has eaten any brains, and I really, really don't want him to eat yours.
All right. There'd be a safe word like buffet.
Yes.
Maybe
buffet.
a whistle if we're a bit a ways?
I do have a whistle. I will keep that real close.
Yeah, I think that might be for the best.
And just to make sure he doesn't, eat your whole brain just in one bite, give me your hand again. And I will death ward Hunter.
And I curtsy.
That at least gives us like 6 more seconds if you would otherwise be one-shotted.
Death warded. All right.
Yeah.
Thing is if this Mind Flayer is, in fact, very loyal to the Queen, which might be the case, we don't know. It could be that she's completely broken its will. That he's going to likely tell her our plan almost immediately. So,
I mean, that's supposing we tell it a plan.
right. We're just talking hypotheticals. But if that does happen, Hunter, it's up to you to kind of gauge that. If you don't think he's worthy or down for the cause, he can't be around.
Understandable.
Are we all clear? What has to happen?
Do we need to be prepared to see the Queen quickly after this?
Not necessarily. Assuming everything goes according to plan, I'll probably have to talk to her and like take a couple hours or a day or two. I don't know her schedule.
All right. Well, just, be careful, Hunter.
All right.
We'll come as quickly as we can, but
Yeah, maybe
the
we can
mind moves faster.
maybe we can stage you guys somewhere. So it's maybe we can carry in boxes of munitions or something, arrows, supplies, have y'all just kind of working in the general area, handing people things, looking
Well,
like
this
you belong
guy's
there.
Along the wall, correct? The wall to the Bailey.
Supposed to be.
Yep, yeah, his place is along the wall to the Bailey.
Well, in a worst case scenario, we can make a very loud, distracting noise. Kind of looking toward Chimera and her bomb pouch.
I don't have bombs. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't have a bomb, I have 2.
I've never said that I've had bombs. It's all been in text.
Wait, do we not know that you have them?
I think somebody was with me when I went and got the bombs.
Oh, okay. I thought that was known to all of us. I guess not.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't.
I mean, I wasn't
was
snooping
I was
around
just fucking
Chimera's, luggage.
So that's the plan, is just to go out and talk to him and try to forge an alliance.
If
Well-
I'm within 90 feet of you, Hunter, I can pull you out at a moment's notice.
That's good.
So-
I like that. I think my angle is just going to be fishing for information and then see if I can get a feel for how he feels about the Queen, And if he seems to be not a fan, then maybe we I don't know, gently suggest something.
And don't forget, he's going to be probing for information too. So just mind the ring and be careful.
Please. It's a squid.
I don't think you can say that so dismissively.
No, I mean you gotta respect the snake. You know what I mean? You know how it bites. You know what it does. So, respect that boundary.
Do we all have the mask that disguises us as cultist members?
We should. I got
I
mine.
don't think any of you ever gave one up, and you all had one before, right?
Mhm.
So the 3 of us, or even the 4 of us, could all be wearing one and kind of stay within 90 feet of Hunter.
Right now, Pycon has mine, in case he wanted to
It's
be
fine.
around.
Because, I mean,
Yeah, so you're going, natural, but the rest of us can all be disguised.
Mm-hmm.
and show us the way.
Yeah, he can do that. So is that's what we're doing now? He's taking you out there?
I believe so. Were there any other pieces of information that we wanted to try to fish from the Flayer? About anything? Like, I know I'm just going to be asking about Knuckle for the most part.
Brayden, the queen's husband. Like, even just, like, name dropping it, maybe. I don't know. Not so much questions, but just maybe a drop.
Gotcha. See where I can fit that in.
Careful with mentioning Knuckle. If Mind Flayer knew him, he might know that Knuckle worked with the Resistance. It's possible that Squid is still loyal to the Empire. So.
Oh well, I mean, by asking about him, I'm not saying I'm on his side. I'm not like looking for my good friend Knuckle. I'm looking for this person.
Just tracking him down.
Just tracking him down. Have some questions. Need them answered.
And it would probably say a lot that we would enter such a place to track someone down, too. You know, shows we're serious.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How far away is this place that we're going to?
I mean, with less than 5 minutes away, like probably just a couple minutes away, not too far.
Then before we get going, I am going to draw kind of a sigil onto Hunter. I need you looking and acting your best, so please take this. And he is going to use Enhance Ability.
Ooh.
Eagle Splendor.
Yeah.
Nice.
We want him on our side, or at the very least, not against us. So, please keep that in mind. I think that's on all. That's on. Oh, just checks. So, but it lasts for an hour. So,
Hell
have
yeah.
fun.
You know it. All right. So I guess we find a spot near the wall where everyone can keep an eye on me, but then we gotta track the dude down.
All right.
Okay.
Is he sneaking you through town, or are you guys like just walking through town? What do you want to do as far as getting to the place?
What's his status for in town?
What do you mean? What's his status for in town?
Is it like is it attack him on sight, or is he just like a local?
Who are you asking about? The
Pycon.
Pycon? Oh, he's just a worker in the town. He's doing his part to keep the Bailey safe. He's guarding the well during his shift. So he's just a fine member of the town.
Then if he's safe, I'm fine with just walking with him.
Okay.
I like Richard, my headcanon now, because of the way you've placed this squid, it looks like he has like one of those really sick like lion mane collars, like off his shoulders, and that's my headcanon now for how this thing looks. Like, it looks pretty dope.
Alrighty. So you guys will walk along. Definitely, if you guys are just strolling through town, there's a number of people who are going to give like some death glares towards you guys. You'll see most of the people who have gotten through here. You will either see our big beefy dudes, people in really heavy armor, or people in robes. Maybe your occasional kind of roguey looking fellow, but mostly like these are not your guys with like your starter set armor. These are badass motherfuckers who are able to make it this far. Yet all of them are mostly walking around looking fairly subservient. And then once they see you guys, there's definitely looks like, who the fuck are these guys? But none of them really make any moves, almost as if they're too scared to make a move. And so they just kind of look to see if anything's happening. You guys aren't causing any trouble as you walk through, so they'll just kind of look and then kind of suspicious, or kind of reluctantly go back to what they're doing, but looking like they're suspicious of you.
I would like to cause trouble.
Closer to a wall area, where there is a fairly big building that is there, and it has multiple windows on 2 different stories. It looks pretty nice compared to a lot of the other buildings that are around at this point. Let me just take these out of the way. Most of these areas don't look all that well kept together, but there's one area that's like got lots of lanterns hanging around. It overall looks a bit nicer, and there are 2 people standing out in front of these big double doors. And one of them is a really big bugbear in a bit of hide armor around, and has like a big great sword on his back. And another, so you have the bugbear, and then you also have like a huge ass orc nearly the size of Lopa, who is on the other side of the door. And they both kind of look over to anybody who would be, wanting to come up to the front door. So do most of you guys kind of like spin around and hide somewhere else, or all you guys at the front door? Based off of the reaction you've been getting from townspeople so far, where do you all go?
I mean, if that's where that's the gates to the gate, that's where.
No, that seems to be somebody's residence, and that one residence looks way nicer than everyone else's.
Do I see like a name on it or anything? That's a good bet.
Name on it.
I mean, I do.
But we know that he is living it up, though. Like, we know that he has it better off than most here. So
yeah, Pycon's definitely like taking to it. He'll nudge like, that's his place.
Oh, all right.
If we want to be in a position where we can help Hunter if things go down, I do think we all need to follow him inside to some degree.
I think that'd be weird.
You think?
All
of us going
us all dressed up as buddies of flayers trailing this guy who is not into. I think that would be super.
I just feel like if we gotta get in quickly, it's gonna be harder to do that if we gotta get past guards and stuff first.
Is there windows that can be seen through at all?
Yeah. You look up and there's a number of windows up top. And I would say there is only one, however, because I think you guys waited until like later in the day when.
Yeah, we long rested.
Yeah, it's like nighttime.
Right. So at this point, you would probably only see one window with a light on.
Okay.
And I would say the light is purplish, not just a standard yellow candlelight.
If all else fails, I can look through a keyhole.
Hey Ryan, for your I don't remember what it's called, your portal spell. That's you and one other person?
No, you're thinking of Dimension Door.
Oh, okay.
That is much stronger.
Gotcha.
Hey Pycon, what do you say his name is again?
The flare that you speak of?
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking the big questions of the DM now. The last things I remember to look up. Hold on.
Ricardo.
Caleb
Ted
Murray.
Lasso.
No.
Unagi.
Marge.
That's me. Marge the
Mog.
Spider.
Mildred.
No, I have specific reasons why I give certain names.
I like a
Hmm.
BBEG named Mildred though. That's pretty funny. Like be like Maneater Mildred from Dark Souls.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm taking way too long with this.
It's all good.
good.
Mozak.
Mozak.
Yep. Mozak. Mozak.
Interesting. For having to randomly pull one or whatever you did there, that's a great name. For the record, well done.
What's his name?
Mozak.
Mozak.
Helps to have rules to go by for naming things.
Yeah. All right. Do I want to bring one? You know what? No, if I have to get out, I'll just get out. Right? All right.
Yep.
Okie dokie, here we go. I'll walk on up.
Sounds like scream very loudly.
Are you?
Blow that whistle.
Sorry, what was that, PyCon?
You're not trying to take me with you, are you? Are you? I'm staying out here.
I think that'd be a good idea, right?
I'm not trying to die, and this plan you have is extremely risky, and it seems like an unnecessary risk. I do not wish to be a part of some of the more risky parts of your plan.
Hey,
I'd rather
no,
save my risk for where it really counts.
Me
That-
neither.
that makes sense. All right. I'm gonna make my ring go invisible.
Okay.
And grab. I'm just gonna grab like a smooth. No, it's fine. I'll pull a. It's fine. Never mind. Okay. I will walk up to the two guards at the door.
Okay. They're both gonna like put their swords like kind of crossways right in between you. Like, hey. You
Oh,
can't
well,
just in there.
I'm not just barging in. I'm like approaching them, like making eye contact.
Yeah, that's still kind of what they do, though. They just kind of be like,
Hey there, gentlemen.
"What do you think you're doing?"
Well, I just have a couple of questions for Mozak there. Was hoping to speak to him, or perhaps set up some sort of set up an interview when he's available. Do y'all schedule for him or no?
Mozak is busy for the rest of the night.
Oh, I get that. A lot of us are busy. I assure you, I won't waste a lot of his time. I just need a precious few moments.
Who are you?
Well, I've been sent to inquire some things, and believe this here Mozak may hold some answers. They call me Spider.
Okay. You new in here somehow?
Yeah, I've
No.
come a long way.
One second. One of them's gonna go inside while the other stays. The bugbear's gonna stay with you, and he just looks at you like you're a piece of filth. While the orc goes inside.
No. Okay, go ahead.
About a minute, not even a minute, like I'd say 20 seconds later, the orc's gonna come back out being like, yeah, he ain't gonna want to see anybody right now. He's busy. Maybe you can catch him in the morning.
Well, I don't know if I have time for the runaround. I hope you understand it's pretty important. There are words of, I was told that I should pass on some information about some war.
Pass on some information. What? Listen, there's just about nothing you can do that's gonna be more interesting to him than what he's got going on right now. But you got some information about some war, why don't spin it to me?
I'm afraid that wouldn't be prudent. I've been sent to speak of Braden. I heard he'd want to hear it.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Do.
Nice.
Pretty good persuasion.
Oh yeah, you do have advantage.
Oh,
Just
do
in
I?
case you get crit, yeah, Eagle Splendor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess that is a check, isn't it?
Yep.
Persuasion. Okay, we'll stick with that
Okay.
20. We got the one out of the way.
Yep. Well, luckily you're already at the 20. So once again, the orcs. We'll say you got the 20 with the orc. You got the nat 1 with the bugbear. The bugbear still is just looking at you, just like fuck off, kid. But the orc's like, maybe it is. Hang tight. And go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Sure thing.
Okay. So just kind of waiting at the door. Big bugbear man looking down at you. Eventually you hear like a thud and a crash coming from inside. Anything you do, just kind of wait to see if there's any follow-up to that.
I'll kind of go from the door to the bugbear to the door, back to the bugbear, and say, "Do you want to check on that? I can."
I know exactly what that is. I ain't going in there.
That bad? Help me out. What's? Should I be worried, friend?
He disturbed the big boss, and now he's giving his comeuppance.
Oh, all right. Am I in for any of that comeuppance?
If you go any further, maybe.
Thank you, sir. Whew. They don't pay you all enough, do they?
Anybody else having eyes on the house or anything while he's going through all that? Or is everybody just kind of hiding behind somewhere?
I'd definitely like to have some sort of visual somehow, whether it's through the echo or directly.
Okay.
But definitely, probably not close enough to overhear, but just enough to see that he's like, it's taking a minute.
Okay. If you have eyes on the house, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Sure. Oh, holy shit, my shit isn't open yet, but I can tell you it's flat. It's funny.
Anwar doesn't notice anything this time. But Chimera does. Oh shit! Orontis totally does.
I'm gonna say Aldridge just more keeping an eye on the street around us, more like watching our back.
Shortly before the big crash, there's like a flicker of the purple light that's coming from behind the window area, and then it seems to resume right after the crash.
Oh no! I think Ryan's right.
I say the purple light is fairly faint.
Stuff.
It's fairly faint, but it is definitely visible.
We don't like that.
About a very awkward minute later, if Hunter, you're still there, eventually the orc's gonna come out, holding his head, and then kind of gripping his sword again, being like, "Nope, you can't come in right now."
I nod and say, I understand. Sorry about all that. I will fish out a jar of pumpkin brandy and offer it over and say, for your trouble.
Where do you have that? That's on your person?
Yeah, like in my bag.
Okay. They're gonna take a look at it and be like, okay. Just gonna set it down and be like, well, I guess we'll have that later.
Alright, so they do take it.
They take it, they just kind of set it down next to them because they can't drink while they're doing their job.
So, tomorrow morning, you say?
Might be able to catch him before he before he goes surveilling on duty.
Well, if I miss him in the morning, you know his schedule pretty well. Could you give me a decent rundown of where I could try and catch his ear?
You can catch him out on the wall, I suppose, in the morning.
All right. Again, I appreciate your time. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hope you all have a good rest of your night.
You too.
I'll nod and turn and I guess make my way back to the
Oh,
group.
hey! Actually, I do got one more question.
Oh, you have a question for me? All right.
Yeah.
Shoot.
This is the orc speaking. He's kind of shaking his head a bit. You say you're new here, and you got news out from a war. This is your first time in here, right?
Sure is.
You've been hit yet?
Do I know what he's talking about by hit?
Basically, like, have you been killed on your way yet?
I give him a smirk and say, I've died a few times, just not here.
Interesting. Well, tell you what. I'm not normally one to do this, but why don't you come in real early?
Real early.
Real early, like stroke of 5.
That's pretty early.
You come in, I'll make sure you get through the door.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
And then I punch him in the nuts. I very much don't do that. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll connect with the group and share all that.
All right. All of that is relayed to you, group.
Well, it sounds like we have to come back no matter what, but I'm a little afraid of why he was suddenly so willing to let you in.
I feel like it cuts back to like it was a sex thing, right? It was definitely a sex thing. They're doing weird sex stuff, right?
Oh, probably.
What's up?
I mean, stuff you can do with them tentacles.
Yeah,
I'd rather not think of that.
that's a whole different ballgame.
Neither would I. However, those tentacles do give me concern as far as your safety.
Yeah.
Seems like he has considerable control and power here.
Any idea what that noise was?
Noise? Oh, the thunking? I don't know. Sound like someone. I guess our friend there got thrown around a little bit. Well, I guess we could check out the wall, see the space we're working with.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
We have time to kill anyway.
How about we kind of keep it low a little bit? It doesn't look like too many people like us here.
Yeah, Pygon's gonna say, you might want to be careful if we get too much closer to the wall area, especially near the gates, because, some people may think that, well, in fact, in some ways you are, they may think that you've just crossed over the wall and then they need to kill you real quick.
Kill us real quick for what now?
We might be OSHA violation instead of
Because we're
somebody
not.
else.
Is there
Because we're not known.
just like a hazing thing?
No, because you're not known, and they're trying to keep everybody outside of this Bailey as much as possible. And so
For you.
sometimes people are able to get through, and as long as they're not causing any trouble, then, sometimes people can kind of squeak by. But for the most part, they are trying to keep the Bailey peaceful and kick everyone else out. So if you were close to that wall, somebody might think that you just were able to hop over and might be causing trouble.
Gotcha. All right.
Just saying, you even just brazenly going through town is a bold move, and it seems like it's worked so far. But any one of them could potentially be like, "Hey, they're trouble," and try to kill you.
All right. Well,
I could go very incognito and check it out. And
I feel
Maglar's
like
going to
that
kind of
might be best.
show that his light refractors on his armor can make him invisible.
All right.
So that gets us an hour to look around. It's not a perfect, but I did learn stealth from one of the best.
I think it's our best option right now.
What do you say the two of us go look around? You have that cloak of yours.
all right. I'll go incognito too. I'll run a hand over my face, and I will disguise myself as PyCon.
Okay.
Again,
Uh,
please blow
No
that-
reaction?
From PyCon?
Yeah.
Be like, just be very careful. If you do anything that stirs up trouble, looking like me, it's my head. I end up getting thrown back out there for eternal fucking damnation. It'll take me ages to get back in here. So
That
if you
wouldn't-
do anything, I will haunt you for the rest of your days.
I wouldn't cause any trouble, would I, friends?
answer to that.
Could you please just
Uh,
be prepared
Do
to
I
blow
need to
that
roll
whistle?
deception or?
Please just be prepared to blow that whistle in case you do get into trouble.
Yeah, of course.
I will cast invisibility. And
We absolutely swept off into like some like alleyway that nobody was looking at before
yeah.
that happened. For
Yeah,
sure.
this is not the
Yeah,
middle
yeah.
of the street. Yeah.
We're
so,
outside of his door, like, let's go invisible to inspect the wall. No.
while you're doing that, I'm gonna go back into my house so no one sees me in more than one place.
Sounds good. Get some R&R.
Heads on out. So I'm gonna take you back to here, and so if you're inspecting around and stuff, certainly looking up towards the mountain, you're gonna notice the big freaking like fingers sticking up out of the ground. I mean, they're like hundreds of feet up in the air, basically. How high this goes. You guys are here, kind of contained in this little slumsy Bailey area. And so yeah, there's just a whole bunch of little rows of various houses and things like that. So there's even a further distance to go to get up to the main castle. And then there, basically, if you were to look all along the wall, you would see that there's just archers everywhere that are shooting. Those stragglers that are able to get through the Valley of the Dead and over the moat and start trying to climb these hills are basically getting picked off. So these guys are kind of like those asshole border patrol people who are like, we're just gonna shoot one. It's kind of like a lot of that all over.
Good times. Good times.
they go and get their arrows? They must shoot a lot of arrows.
Yeah, probably do. I'm gonna look around. Do we see like a place where stuff like arrows would be like housed that are being like brought to the wall or anything like that?
Yeah, there's various like each of these little towers along the wall kind of have like spiral staircases that'll lead down to areas. You've got people who are kind of funneling in things from various points. It's not just houses. There are also little shops like blacksmiths and things like that. So you can find areas where there are actually making things like arrows and other kinds of armor and weapons and things like that. As far as where they're getting those raw materials from, it's not immediately clear to you.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of fall in line with people that are collecting supplies.
Is there like a tower or like a command nest or something like that where we think this guy would go? The mind flayer.
The mind flare? Let's see. I think they mentioned something that he does his rounds along the wall, so it's possible that he checks in at each of these towers at various points. But it doesn't say if there's any one that's the major command center.
Okay. How tall are the walls? 50, 60 feet?
Yeah, I'd say the walls are probably about 40 feet.
Okay. So decent size. It's what, like 2-3 stories?
Yep. Yeah, I'd say like 3 or 4 stories. Yeah, 3 stories easily.
Well, it doesn't look like we'll get much privacy when we run into him tomorrow. Going around, kind of crossing through here. You said we're at the top end, right?
Yep, you're in the top one over here.
What's the situation here? A gate leading into the center area.
Just as far as like what's going on with that gate.
Yeah, as we're kind of making our way around.
Yeah, that probably would be heavily guarded with some very pale-looking people with some reddish eyes and dark hair.
Albinos.
Yeah, albinos as they call them.
All right, well, that's concerning. Like a good chunk, a good amount.
Yeah, I'd say there's at least a full squad of them at the door, and they've all got pikes ready to put heads on them.
Bunch of impalers.
I think
And
right now. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I mean, I think what my general goal is to just spend some time listening and kind of getting a lay of the land, seeing what I can pick up from it, just like delivering some supplies to where they're going.
Okay.
Just kind of see what happens.
Yeah, you get the sense that this is kind of its own miniature town. You do really see a whole bunch of different things. There is a temple in one of the blocks. So I guess there's, what was that, 12 blocks, and one of the blocks is a little kind of like religious district thing where you've got a small church to this goddess that you've been hearing about and such. And yeah, it's the main thing is like you're just kind of wondering, like, how is there any kind of sense of economy? How are they getting raw materials in or out? Like, how is this being sustained? Like, none of this seems sustainable. But besides that, it just seems like it's its own little town.
Gotcha.
Is there any other info you're trying to find by talking with people or anything like that, or is it just kind of what you're?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get PyCon in trouble, so if I can, well, I mean, I guess I'd be looking out at an army of dead people.
You mentioned the religious site.
Mm-hmm.
That's to the goddess, not the queen.
Yeah, it's for the. It is indeed for the goddess, which I had her name at one point in notes, and I don't know if I still have it. Let's see. Google.
The goddess that the queen suppressed by taking over, or wouldn't her worship be banned? Or am I misremembering the lore?
That's a logical thing to think would be the case, and yet it seems like it is not.
I feel like we should go check Pycon said that he's alone, but like this seems very odd. They might have more information on the goddess that we're supposed to free.
Yeah, the goddess Vandria. So yeah, if you go over and check out the little temple to her, it does seem like this goddess is like a mother goddess, and she's going to look after her people. Like, if there's anything you need, she will provide it to you if you pray for her. And it makes her out to seem like she is the nicest goddess ever. And there are even a couple of clerics in there. There's kind of like a head cleric and what appears to be like an apprentice cleric in there as well if you wish to talk with them. Although I guess right now you're just invisible, right? And you're just kind of looking around. They'll be like lighting candles and doing little prayers and stuff like that.
You don't necessarily need to do this while we're invisible, but maybe we want to come back here with Kamira and Audra to question around. Well, everything's guarded. The mind flayer is getting his mind blown. Drum roll. And maybe we go head back.
Okay. Yeah. Need to pull a war story from Arantis to feed to Mozak later.
Go.
Okay. All right. So, anything else that you're doing before you head back to the rest of the group?
I guess I'm gonna scout like back alleys and see like if we end up having to run through, just kind of get a lay of the land so I can find like, okay, I can break eye line, cut through here, like escape routes for later on.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Ooh, I don't roll any of those. Investigation.
I can assist with that. I have that.
He doesn't need it. He got a nat 20. During your time looking around, you've got like a born identity level of like, okay, I know all the exits. I know, like, I feel really strongly. I know my way around this place at this point. You pretty much have a mental map in your head of like which way you need to zig and zag. For a nat 20, I'll also give you some bonus thing. Let's say you also find some little, it looks a bit unfamiliar but also a bit familiar, some scratches, like some kind of like scratches and engravings in certain buildings for what looks like it looks like they may have been some kind of thieves' camp kind of stuff.
Oh. I'd like to kind of study those and decipher them and kind of figure out what the deal is.
Okay. You've seen it's nearly like a story is laid out in front of you. At first you see signs that are like, hey, this place is safe. And then it's like you see like a cross out, and then like signs being like, this place has been made and stuff like that. You just see that there's been like, this was good, now it's not. You know, so you see that it seems like there have been attempts at some kind of resistance before and they've failed.
Gotcha. That's scary.
So that's what you get with a nat 20.
Thank you.
I don't know anything that you're doing before you head back to the group. Sorry, what?
No, I don't think so. I think we're
okay.
Right.
Kamira, were you doing anything with you or your echo or anything else?
No, because she's not super invisible, so using that probably gather more attention than necessary. Instead, I think she's just kind of taken to counting and like trying to keep track of how long they're gone, like when does she need to be concerned?
Okay. Well, definitely no longer than an hour, given how long invisibility works. And Tony, anything that Audra is doing?
I mean, she doesn't really have recon, so I think for the most part, she's just making sure that, like, you know, like, I guess Kimura's the only one whose back she can watch, but, you know, just keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't really have much in the way of scouting, so just on
Okay.
defense.
Alrighty. Well, eventually we'll say that Anwar meets up with the others before Hunter does, because Andrew's peeing right now. So Anwar, when you get back with the others, what do you relay? What do you tell them? What do you do?
Well, we found the gates, and they're heavily guarded by tons and tons of archers. So will likely be turned into pincushions if you try and
Messing with it.
push up anyone.
Okay.
I found the gates to the inner circle, kingdom, castle, fortress area. That's appears to be protected by a platoon of vampires. So we can check that off our list. And also, I found a church of the goddess, which is still being run, despite being leaving the queen, which I thought was interesting. Thought we might all take a little field trip on it.
I would definitely be curious to check that out. Richard, sorry, please remind me, our, like, little phrase we got, it was kill the goddess, save the queen, or other way
Kill
around?
the queen, save the goddess.
Thank you, other way around. Okay. Either way, Audra's definitely, yes, very intrigued by the temple thing.
So do we wait until things settle down a little more, or should we just go now?
Well, we still have time to kill before Hunter can get inside, right? We might as well maximize our time.
I will say one thing that doesn't seem to make sense is for a town that's essentially immortal, I don't know where any of this stuff comes from. Like, archers seem to have unlimited amount of arrows. Food still seems to be found here, despite there being no farms. Fields.
Do you think they have a teleportation circle?
Could be.
Does the food perhaps... I mean, it's a living thing, right? Or can be. So therefore, does that come back too? Like people?
Maybe. I don't know.
We also have to consider she brings children to her. How are people getting children out here?
Right.
Well,
Without getting them killed first.
I mean, we were able to come in through tunnels. It's theoretical that others could too.
Child slows things down a little bit, though.
Well, I know this much. Whatever Hunter does in a few hours will get us closer to getting near the queen. And in the meantime, maybe we learn about who it is we're here to also help with this goddess and whatever she's become.
Yeah. I'd be very interested. I just assumed that no worship of the goddess would be allowed here.
Right, it would
Considering the
seem...
relationship.
Right, if one is a corrupted form or in opposition to the other, right, why would they still be allowed to worship? Can you lead us there then, Anwar? And Hunter, I suppose, fill us in on what you saw on the way?
Oh yeah. Hey,
Go ahead.
I'll share the back roads. I'll use minor illusion to like kind of show like this is the layout. Do kind of an Anwar style like map overlay and kind of share some of the routes and
Mission
some of the
Impossible music starts playing.
absolutely. And I'll also mention and kind of turn to PyCon for that. Show some of the examples of thieves' cant in the various places
I
that
think
I've seen.
Python might have taken off.
He went home.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be around us any more than he has to be.
My bad. I thought we were in his home. I thought that's where we went to. My bad.
No, I think we're somewhere still in town, not far
Kind of
from the
creeping in an alley.
Hiding out in a back alley thing.
Gotcha.
No, just let you do it. But
Okay.
I should probably also say that everyone seems super on guard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we are not recognized is not a good thing.
Yeah. Guess they're gonna want to kill us.
Quite a good look at quite a few people if you ever needed to disguise yourself as other people. By this point, you've got it around enough that you've seen a lot of faces, you've seen a lot of who actually is here.
I accidentally did more recon than I thought.
But we were about to head out and check out the church. You ready to come with us, Hunter?
I can.
So if we're saying that if you were doing all that, going invisible and then popping back out and being not invisible and everything else, I think the disguise self and the well, I guess you can disguise self as much as you want because of your end. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I figured the invisibility would end and I'm still in disguise self.
Yep. Alrighty, so we have the disguise self, but yeah, Anwar and anybody else, if you want to get around, you can either strut like you're supposed to be there and risk that, or you can try to do something else. What do you want to do?
I'm good to be in the disguise self that we have, the cultist gear.
Yeah. I can, I also have my Furball once a day disguise that I can do. But if it's going to mostly be folks in their cult gear, then I'll probably match for now.
Okay. Alright, so all of you put on your cultist gear thing. It all kind of makes you uniform and head off so you kind of head off all in that area. At some point, you will start to attract some attention on your way there, and you will see a number of people in like full kind of Dark Souls knight outfits with big ass swords kind of start to not quite circle you, but start to see you and then start to kind of follow you. So it seems like these just a group of cultist looking people that they don't seem to recognize that and they start following you. What do you guys do?
I'm going to kind of lean in with everybody and say, okay, we're going to casually take this next right, then we brake for it the second we make the turn, cut through the alley on the left. Okay?
We should.
Yeah.
Positive.
Just play it cool. Just play it cool. And then like the second we like casually make that right, just boom, brake for it, quick duck into an alley, and kind of circle back to where we were headed.
All right, what's everybody's move speeds?
35.
30.
40.
But I can teleport if I gotta.
Okay, so Kamir has a way of speeding up with her teleport thing. Audra, you are the one who I think I am going to need an athletics check to see if you can just book it really fast. If not, then we might have to come up with a backup strategy because I think Audra's probably going to be in last as they're starting to chase you guys.
Yeah, I got nothing special, and I have the heaviest armor, so that's fair. Here.
Meanwhile, Arantis, I guess, has also been around. I guess just because he's so freaking big and huge and not wanting to attract attention, he's probably just stayed at what do you call it?
PyCons.
At PyCon.
Icon's place, and Benny has just been nowhere to be seen since he ran off to check the gate. So who knows where he's at now?
There's my athletics, 12.
All right, let me just see something here. Okay, so you're running and running, and you kind of look behind you, and you see that there's a group of them still chasing you, and it looks like you're not able to like sprint fast enough to duck around them. Is there anything else that you or anybody else can do to think of to slow them down or do something?
Now, just to be fair, I wanted to make sure we didn't start running till we were out of their eye line, and that was like the point of making the right, like breaking, so that way like they casually follow us, and then like where'd they go?
I guess I'd need some kind of stealth check or something though, because like if you guys just kind of go down away, they would be trying to like catch up to you.
No, I mean, if
I was about to say, like, if they rounded a corner and we weren't there, there would be like, oh, well, hold on, and like pursue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if Audra didn't like hit the alleyway in time, that also makes sense. But
yeah, I think that like if you gotta book it to get around a corner, what I'm saying is like Audra wasn't fast enough with that athletics to get around. So like if they were to go look, they would have seen like
me hustling around a corner.
Basically, they would have seen just the tail end of Audra booking it around. But they wouldn't have seen the rest of you at this point. So Audra, you just get the sense that like you hear one of them call out, "Hey! Follow them!" So
okay.
You can
they're
hear that
they're on us. Is what I say forward.
I will shepherd Audra through, and then I'm gonna scatter some caltrips at the like entrance there and rush.
Okay.
So we're still like running behind Hunter. You just did a Mario Kart move, basically.
Yeah, like kind of like go go go, scatter, and then like rush up to catch up with you guys.
All right. So you go ahead and do that, and you're able to kind of skirt around and stuff. Not too long after, though, you start hearing some bells ringing, just like ding, 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 ding. And you start hearing some commotion.
All right, y'all. We might need new disguises real fast.
I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
Where's the bell coming from? Like a tower?
Yeah, there's like a tower towards the center of town. It's not all that much higher. It's definitely no higher than the wall itself.
When that goes off, Richard, does it become like a series of them going off?
No, it's just one's big enough for that area. It's not that it's like a 12-block radius, so one bell you can.
Okay. If we can get inside of that temple, there is a chance of, religious sanctuary.
I doubt that. Maybe.
It's what a cleric should do. Not that I'm a model by any means, but asylum is a thing.
Just like split up and take off the masks.
Yeah, let's go all natural and just act
Maybe not
natural.
Split up, but like, yeah.
Split up game.
Well, they are chasing us looking like this, so.
Yeah.
All right, you guys take off the masks.
And I think I'm gonna kind of pull Audra off to the side in front of like a building with like I don't know if there are shops or like.
Are there like 3 barrels stacked on top of each other?
Benches, some benches, just casually. Sit.
Yeah, you see some steam coming out the back, and you smell what smells like some some like roasted rat and stuff. So
Fun.
sounds like you're behind a kitchen of some sorts.
Oh, okay. I think hiding in plain sight is the way to go here. So like go onto the main streets and kind of just like try to blend in and act natural. I think that's the way to go. Because we don't
At this
look like.
point- At this point, if you were to look around, people are starting to look on high alert, and just kind of starting to scout each of their areas, holding pikes, holding swords, whatever it may be.
How do we do this every time? How do we do
No,
this?
I was just
every
thinking,
time?
like, man, we've had a lot of chases, haven't we?
So at this point, acting natural would be also acting like you're on guard, looking for people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring my beer out to the side, kind of like pointed at the ground, but like ready, and just kind of like look around, like.
Okay, I'm gonna need a deception check.
From all of us?
Oh wait, and I get advantage because it's a charisma check.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say that.
That's only for
Either
Not that
way,
you
Matt
fucking
Twain-
needed it.
Man, you are selling it. You are selling it right now. Which, I mean, you're the one who needed to sell it the least because you could just disguise yourself as somebody. But still, you are selling the whole thing of like, all right, we're looking for somebody.
And Audra's my prop, so she counts too. She's a part of it. Because
How
I'm
is she-
like, because
Yes, please
she's the one I'm,
explain.
she's the one I'm interacting with, like kind of like elbowing and like pointing and like, I don't know. Did you see any like what are we looking for? Who are we looking for?
That
You
ought to be
definitely
his
see a couple
disadvantage.
people look at you like, I don't know if I recognize you, but
when I see
someone.
someone look at me with a like suspicious look, I'll kind of like give them the nod and then like keep looking around.
They're just like, okay. And they start looking around too. And you will hear somebody shout out like, they look like some cultist motherfuckers!
God damn
So
it.
the description they're shouting out does not match the description you guys are right now.
Perfect.
Now I just gotta lay low. Gotta let this alert burn out.
Let the stars.
Metal Gear. I was thinking Metal Gear with the alerts.
Yeah.
For the GTA stars is good too.
I jump in a barrel of hay for a while and wait for all
There
the
actually is a
directions.
barrel of hay if you'd like to jump in it.
Where did he go? He was here just a moment ago. Where is that seal?
Did you hear that? Must have
But
been
what I
nothing.
didn't realize is that the barrel of hay was also it was mostly rocks with hay on top. So I just jump in there.
Oh, just a box.
Some time passes, and eventually it seems like things die down, and you can kind of make your way over to the temple. And it's a close one, but you managed to pull it off. And so you kind of bluffed your way the rest of the way there. And eventually you'll see that there is indeed a temple with the sign of teardrop on it. And yep, you can go on in if you want to or whatever you want. There's no guards out front or anything like that.
Can you remind me which goddess it is again, Richard?
Yeah, her name is Vandria.
Oh, Vandria.
Vandria, yep.
Okay. I have to imagine.
Her status is or her symbol is a weeping eye.
Okay. I have to imagine when we initially learned of her, we rolled a religion check just to pick up on more. But
She's one of the ancient
yeah.
gods, thousands that you guys have never heard of her before.
Okay, so there's no reason to roll.
No.
Okay.
Anything
Well-
else that we're gonna get attacked in there? Just
Well,
rough guesstimate.
I'm a cleric. When have you known me to be violent?
Today?
That was a joke. Funny.
Thank you. I tried. Seriously though, most are nicer than me.
Even here,
Well,
we just got I mean, alarm bells.
But if they're
for Christ's
allowed
sake.
to be operating, then there's got to be something going on in here that's different, right?
Do we go inside?
Richard, before we go in, I would actually like to put up my detect magic. I'm curious. Hey, there's the eye. I'm curious if there's maybe like I wanna put it up as we get near because I'm curious if maybe there's like, some sort of protection around this temple.
Okay.
So detect magic is up, and I believe it lasts 10 minutes. Just should it come up again.
I think you would detect some magic coming from within the temple, and you would detect it as conjuration magic.
Okay. Well, the temple itself doesn't seem to be magically guarded, although there is something happening inside. Conjuration magic, which is often, I don't remember exactly what conjuration magic is. That's like bringing things into existence, right?
Yep.
Summoning, that sort of thing. Almost like when I call my angels.
So yeah, you go. Sorry, are you going inside or not yet?
What'd you ask, Ryan?
Do you think that the whole temple could be conjured?
Richard, is it like the whole temple lighting up, or you said it was like magic from within?
It sounds like it seems like it's magic from
Okay.
within.
It's not the building itself. It's whatever they have going on inside. And not too far in, because I can only see it out to a certain distance. So we'll know pretty quickly.
So you head on inside, and you see two people in white and red robes. There's one in a predominantly red robe. He seems to be elven. What appears to be similar to like a middle-aged human. You could think of it more like an Elrond kind of age. For those of you who've seen Lord of the Rings, I know it's a not very popular movie.
What is
And
that?
so yeah, he's got long pointy ears, blonde-ish hair that kind of goes down in a bit of a braid. It's fairly long hair. And then you have the other one who looks like an elf in human years, like young 20s or late teens. Short hair and also long pointy ears as well. And the younger one mostly white with a bit of red, whereas the other one's mostly red with a bit of white robes. And it looks like one is handing a bowl to the other person when you guys come in, and they look over at you. Oh, children, is there something that you need?
That's in common.
Sanctuary?
Let's see. For them, yeah, actually, they would speak. Well, I think looking at your lot, it would sound like a little Middle English Shakespearean, but essentially, yeah, they're speaking common. You can understand them for the most part.
Because I was curious about, like, I think Kamir and Audra are the ones who know Elvish. If, like, these two, their first language is that, like, ancient form of Elvish that we haven't been able to, hear too much when it's come up.
It may be, but when they speak to you, they're speaking in common.
Got it. Cool. Well, I guess Ryan already asked for it for Sanctuary.
Do you need a fresh supply of food, or is it ammo?
Food would be nice. I'm peckish.
I am shy by
information.
2 crossbow bolts if you happen to have more.
Sure thing. If you can make it yourself, we can conjure the iron for you, the steel.
Is that how you get things here? Do you just make it out of nothing?
Well, it is not us who makes it. We merely pray to the goddess up high on the castle, and she brings it to us.
You pray to the goddess in the castle, Not the one who would presumably dwell here in your temple?
Oh, no, she lives up in the castle. We are merely just a spot where we communicate with her.
Why don't you just go speak to her there?
Oh, we would not want to disturb her. She's living her own life. We're just the middlemen. We're not going to speak with her directly all the time. She sometimes will come down and speak with us, but she's given us bits of divine power to conjure these things ourselves, to not bother her with such small trifles.
Does she deign to address these people herself when she comes down, or do you communicate her messages as well?
I mean, we communicate her will at times when she is away, but sometimes she will come down and speak herself.
Is your goddess also known as the Queen of Castle
Oh,
Hill?
yes. Of course, yes.
All right, interesting. We would love some food. That'd be great, actually.
All right, they're going to cast create food, and they're going to bring out a bowl and do a little prayer. And from your angle, you just see food just start to kind of rise up to the point where it kind of fills the bowl and starts to spill over. And they give you some rice.
Sweet.
Richard, since I'm inside now, and since I still have, a little bit of time on Detect Magic, what else am I pinging now that I'm inside?
Nothing else. Conjurations. What?
Okay.
Name of the game.
Okay. So not no magical device or anything. It's purely I'm just seeing conjuration magic happen when they make food.
As far as specific items and stuff,
Yeah, I'm just curious what else is on my radar.
the bowls themselves seem to be magical.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we understand how you keep everybody here fed now. If these bowls can simply create the food for everybody.
You must be new here. Well, we've not seen you here before. It's great to add you to our congregation.
And how long have you two been here?
Oh, who can say? It's been a long, long time. But our goddess is good. And our queen is always giving us what we need. We have no complaints here.
And what does she ask in return? What is our mission statement as devout followers to our queen?
Just asks that we continue to love her and to keep this place wonderful home where her children can frolic and where there is peace and no death.
Right. Yeah, of course. Other than that, I mean...
It seems as if that promise is limited to within these walls, though. Why does
Yeah.
she not help those struggling to get inside?
I don't know what you're speaking of. No, she is a very kind and powerful goddess. No, her reach is quite vast.
Including the ones fighting outside of your walls.
There are some unspeakable forces that our brave soldiers must defend against.
Richard, I want to do an insight check on these dudes to see,
Do they know they're full of shit, or do they believe
basically,
the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Is this a brainwashy thing, or is it are they towing the company line for their own safety, etc.? What's the deal here?
All right, go ahead and roll insight.
Oops, add 3 to this. Oh, come on. Well, it's a 9 total, so not very good.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. You can tell that it's bullshit. You
Mhm.
can't tell, do they get Stockholm syndrome, or are they, sweating it? They seem uneased by your questions. But hard to tell if it's because you're challenging genuine beliefs that they're
Got it. Okay.
that they're feeling, or if it's like you're making them potentially go off script. You're not really sure which it is.
But either way, they're not comfortable being questioned.
They are so not comfortable
Okay.
with the questions you're asking right now.
Okay.
That one you can get with a 9.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes,
Do
what is
we
it?
know? Sorry, this is Sydney.
Oh.
Asking like a lore question. Do we, as characters, know of any like gods that changed affinity because of bad shit happening? Like, hey, I am a goddess and my human paramour has not come back from the war, and now I'm going to like trap everyone here and become a goddess of despair type of thing? Or, you know,
I guess you'd have to roll a religion, not immediately. I would say if someone wants to roll a religion to see if they might know of anything.
sure. Because
Nice.
that is Sydney's current tinfoil hat theory.
Anwar's been studying, apparently.
I know so much religion.
Anwar's been doing his devotions.
I have that one god that's a wolf. That's it.
I mean, if you
I mean,
think
that's
about
pretty
it,
dope.
religion, like mythology and religion, is like comic books before comic books.
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like,
Yeah.
how many times was like somebody slighted and they're like, now I am dark version of this? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say, Anwar, you've heard a
it?
story that was passed down. That's very ancient, like since the days of Suha and everything. Your understanding was this story came from your native continent, or your people's native continent, I should say. And you have heard the story of a god who was so powerful that he could create an entire race. Like he was extremely powerful. And the story goes that at one point something upset him, and it took him down this dark spiral that led him to start, even though he didn't want to create terrible things, he began to create terrible things. And it created a huge mess, and you don't really know how the story got resolved. Something
tinfoil
vague
hat
about
theory
other
might not be so
gods
tinfoil.
or something. But yeah, you do recall that there's been tales about like the gods themselves are not infallible. They can still succumb to despair and terrible things, and with there being somebody with that much power, that can lead to some really terrible things if those gods don't have their whole soul or mind in check, basically.
Okay. I don't know if I relay that, but because
Right, because Chimera didn't sit there and be like, so
Yeah.
technically, let me ask about your goddess. But
And I don't know if
that
you want to
is
relay that in front of all of us.
Sydney's functioning, like, that's Sydney's theory presently.
Good theory. I do have another question for the actual priests, though.
Okay.
I want to... you do all your worshipping and whatnot from here, but do people ever make pilgrimages up to the castle, perhaps, to make offerings to the queen?
When invited to do so, it's a true blessing to get an invitation from the queen goddess.
Invite only, then.
Yes.
Have you been up
How-
there yourselves?
Oh yes, sometimes yes. She rewards us for being so loyal. Yes.
What was it like? What was her castle like? It must be such a lovely walk up the hill, right?
It was such a lovely presence. Yes, we dined with her one evening. It was absolutely beautiful. She
Wow.
made the most exquisite food that we ourselves just are not able to conjure. I mean, it was the best tasting food we had ever had.
Oh,
And-
paint me a word picture. What did you eat?
Right. Different from anything you would have had outside of the castle, presumably.
We-
Mooses, meringue, steak, ossobuco.
we had a giant boar in the center of the table, and
So
there
sit,
were
boy.
Giant boy.
Or
Boar.
It was sort of veal, if you will, but not for cows.
well, in any case,
You had this meal. You were already priests before having this meal.
yes.
Yeah, rewarding for their service. Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know.
wonderful.
Just making sure it wasn't like indoctrination by meal, you know.
How do other people usually get invites?
Just if you carry her favor in some way, sometimes she comes down, and I don't know. She could be that you do something nice for one of her children, or you just happen to have made some kind of art that she finds quite beautiful. Um, we have had some people like yourselves who are rather new come in and regale her with stories from outside the wall,
Oh,
and
we've got some of
give
those.
tales of how the war is going, things like that.
You know, now that you mention it, I remember a fella who came through here, who supposedly spoke to the queen. It was this guy Knuckle. Did you happen to see him when he came through?
I don't think I know anybody by that name.
A nasty looking guy, about this tall. General description.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
There's people who come through that we don't see, though. There's plenty that come through we don't see.
That's fair. There's a lot you don't see. Is there anything I can do to help out around the temple? Y'all have been so kind and answered so many of our questions.
Our latrine is getting quite full.
All right. I'll kind of look back at Anwar and kind of see that. Give them some space to chat with the group. Well, why don't you show me where the mob and supplies are? I can get that cleaned on up. After I'm gonna eat first.
I warn you, though, entering or how should I say, emptying the latrine can sometimes be a little bit scary because we have to dump it over the wall.
that's no problem. Hunter here is braver than all of us put together. He goes off on his own all the time, so I'm sure this is something he'd want to handle on his own.
Narky, but accurate.
All right. Well, if you're so eager, of course we will show you. He motions towards the younger boy. Please go help this young man, and I am thankful that he will be helping take care of one of our dirtier jobs.
All right,
yeah,
Red, bought you some time. Use it.
And so the
You guys
younger
wanna
one,
go now?
Hunter. And now it's just the older one that remains with the other three.
Hunter's like post-campaign epilogue is just like he's just still on latrine duty to this day.
Oh my god, the stains will never come out.
Oh man.
You
So,
said the goddess has children. Is this a place safe for them? I mean,
Oh, of course. This is one of the safest places for children. It's part of the reason why we defend the walls so vigorously, is because this is one of her main priorities, of course.
You know, you say you defend the walls, but I haven't seen any children here in the Bailey.
They sometimes come down here to play, but mostly she keeps them up at the castle where they're most safe.
I see.
we've also only been awake past curfew, probably.
That's true.
Oh, yes, it is quite late as well, but well, things are the way they are.
Were the children present when you went up there for a meal?
Yes, of course. We dined with them.
How were they?
Oh, they were quite happy, excellent, well fed. so curious and eager to hear of our stories of how things are close to the wall, close to where so much of the danger is.
Now, forgive me, but when I think of children, I think of lineage, right? Myself from my parents, but as my understanding, there's no king, so these children, they're of different backgrounds and.
Oh no, we go ahead and roll insight real quick.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, I've never seen Nosferatu spelled that way.
Yeah, that took me a second.
All right, insight roll for you, Richard. Are you serious? It's a nat 1. I don't know anything. I curl up on the floor and I cry and I go. Okay,
I'm
thank
standing right here.
you. Thank you. All right, 23. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Thank
No, you see a timeline where Audra just farts. Like, oop, what?
Dude, tall
There you go.
furbog farts. Oof.
Oh!
That's like a horse.
Get out of my swamp!
So yeah, cut over to another timeline where Audra doesn't do that, and you're able to tell after asking that they're really, or I guess he, because the other one's left, he's really growing tired of your questions at this point.
Okay.
And he's just kind of getting exasperated, like, yes, of course, there's a king, it's just that he is out in the battles at the moment, protecting this kingdom, and, you know what, I think that unless there's something else we can help you with, I think I have things to do, and you should probably go.
Of course, right. I'm a cleric myself. I understand. There's lots of temple duties to attend to. Sorry for taking up so much of your time there.
What is that, Andrew?
Health
They're these
potion.
little, yeah, they're these little health potion candies.
Oh,
Yeah, those
Oh,
are
that's
at
cute.
our little comic book store too. Are they good?
Ooh.
Are they like the sweet tarts?
They're a little sour. They got like the sour cherry thing going on.
Cute.
Ooh,
Right.
tart.
Well, thank you for answering our time. And apologies, I never asked your name. If you don't mind, one last question.
You know what? I think I do mind. I think I would like to keep that to myself, and I'd like you to leave, please.
Oh, where's Rain when you need her?
You can just call me Father. That's really all you need to say. And
Sure.
if you have any other requests from Queen Goddess, then please feel free to come back. But short of that, I think I'm ready to get back to my duties.
Of course. Thank you so much for the rice. We'll finish our food here.
Oh, now we gotta like leave here because they're gonna like ring more warning bells, and we're gonna have to find more disguises.
So
Did anyone ask
clearly,
how we not get attacked by the city every time we go outside?
Nope.
I mean, they're not kicking us out of here.
No, but he's clearly on guard now.
Yeah. Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
He's gonna go back kind of like behind the temple area.
Yeah. Clearly, they're under some sort of influence from the queen here. Those answers were true, but not the whole truth.
I mean, it sounded more like delusions.
Oh, you're back.
No, I'm sorry, that was Andrew.
Use the prestidigitation rug, please.
Actually, though.
I think we should be careful what we say.
Yeah.
Anwar kind of wants to do an investigation check if there's any kind of scrying, any kind of people watching us, especially here in the Church of the Queen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me, please.
23.
So you see that there's a number of murals and portraits up on the walls, and you see one, what looks like to be an old elven priest of some kind, and he's got like a very nice big pointy hat. So he seems to be like a big deal of some sorts. And you're looking around, and like you get the little sensor thing kind of pop off. Or I guess you're not rolling an advantage, so I guess it's just, this wouldn't be perception so much as just investigation.
Yeah.
I guess at some point you realize it's one of those things where like they take the eyes out of the painting, and then there's like actual eyes looking at you.
Some haunted mansion shit.
Yeah. So you looked at like the priest went like behind and towards the back, but then when you're like looking like up in a wall facing the back, you see up on high there's some eyes that are kind of looking down at you.
Oh, man. What a time to have Kadash's invisible mage hand just going boink.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
It does seem like you are being watched.
Let's just leave a note for Hunter when he's done hauling all the shit. Give me an his bag. But
I don't really want to leave him alone, though. We could just finish our meal and relax a moment till he returns.
You can wait for him.
How long could it take?
Oh God, too long. Oh God.
It was almost full.
What did I
didn't want
do?
to imagine.
Use the rug of prestidigitation. Ooh.
I think I
what
come out
Hunter
with like
didn't know is that
two
it was
buckets.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh
From
no.
Taco Bell.
Well, we just got finished with our month-long corn festival. So
I can tell.
Is anybody doing anything? You just wait for Andrew to get done, or for Hunter to get done.
Yeah.
All right. You wait for Hunter to get done, and what feels just like a certain amount of time that you just start to feel bad for him, and eventually he gets back to you guys, and you look up and you see that the eyes are no longer watching you.
Who wants to tell him that we didn't get much more information despite his sacrifice?
hey, his karma meter though, for this faction, it just went up.
Faction that's actively spying us.
Yes.
I like to think there was a moment where I'm like carrying the shit to the wall, and someone's like, "What are you doing?" Not recognizing me, and it's just like,
What does it look like?
Okay, new
What are
way
you
to
doing?
okay, new way
Using-
to keep
using it-
everybody away from us in town. We each just carry a bucket from the latrine, and no one
Well, I
wants
mean-
to be anywhere near us.
I mean, that's establishing Hunter there, so people are like,
That's true.
I don't know. Well, yeah, he was hauling shit. He's okay.
Yeah, he's
I
the
think that's a
shit
good
guy.
point. Is that like, wait, does this guy belong to you? Like, oh yeah, I saw that guy shoveling shit. I mean, who does that voluntarily?
He's the new shift guy.
Yeah,
I know.
That's Skid Mark over there.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's Skids.
I'd rather go fight in the war. I would rather die.
I'm ready to go home.
I think we all are, darling.
Yeah.
I think you more so. That was a very good thing you did.
Yeah.
You sacrificing what you did
I don't want to talk about it.
to do that. I'm very. You got something on your cheek there.
No, I don't.
It could be
No, I
dead.
don't.
It could
No, I
be
don't.
dead. Come here.
I don't
Come here.
think it could be.
She licks her thumb and she does the mom thing.
Anwar's suit like magnifies the spot, and it's like not dirt. And like little text appears next to it.
It's not dirt. I made it up, and it just got bad. Oh no! I hate this game. Right. Now that
So
I'm
after
settled,
all
Not
that
dirt.
is settled, what do you guys do from here?
I think we should head back to
I
Pycon.
think we should.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
I hit the well. I go down and I bring my soap and I bathe in the well water because I've already seen the most terrifying thing in this realm, and I've
Yeah,
vanquished it one bucket at a time.
undead shit is so much worse than the living
I was
shit.
about to say
Oh,
poop
no.
monster.
Yep. Whew.
Or you could just use the prestidigitation rug.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Just
And
please do something, Hunter. I mean,
Absolutely.
I was cursed for a while, and stuff sometimes was preferable then to what I'm currently smelling now.
We cut to back at PyCon's house, and Hunter walks on screen with like the towel wrapped around his hair and like another towel around, and like just his clothes in a pile, just kind of like.
Ew. I just imagine that, like, just for we can move on in a second, but I just imagine when you're going down into the well to bathe, and there's just the bucket pirate down there. What are you doing?
We have a
you
good conversation.
You smell wonderful.
grab a bucket. I did today.
I definitely get him to talk about some of his old days as a pirate. I hear a nice pirate tale.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's a pretty good time. You guys are circling back to where we started. I say that's a pretty good time for a bathroom break. Come back in 10 minutes, and if we want to jump forward to the next morning or whatever we want to do, just if you guys want to talk for a bit, whatever you want to do, we'll get into that next.
Sounds good.
All right. Hitting the break screen, BRB.
All right. Cool.
Okay, we are back. Vamos lá.
All right, so we're back in. You guys have made your way back to where we started at Pycon's little house. And there has been some movement towards waiting until morning to try to get in with the Mind Flayer. There's also a good amount of recon done around the Bailey area. What do you guys want to do from here?
What time is it?
We'll say it's like late into evening, like maybe closer to midnight at this point.
Okay, so still a few hours to wait before our
Yep.
brain appointment. Okay.
I think Hunter's catching up on some Z's and like chatting with Arantis, kind of figuring out what the story is to tell Mozak and then the Queen, like what that story is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, just catch up on sleep.
Did those of us who had the bad dreams, did we already talk about it?
Mm-mm.
No?
I don't think those bad dreams were talked about.
Okay. Well, Audra will bring it up while we're in there, when especially if she sees Hunter napping. Hey, looking over toward Anwar and Chimera. I know we all had some weirdness down in the tunnels, but did any of that follow you into your sleep earlier?
Say that.
Bad dreams?
Okay. Certainly wasn't a good dream.
It was like my failures were taunting me.
People were taunting me, calling me a failure.
Were you failing as well, Chimera, in yours?
I was killing everyone. So that was
Like in
super
a good
fun.
way?
Oh no, not in a good way. Like friends, family, loved ones, killing them.
Well, we
As
want to
I
avoid that.
also watched. So good times here.
It's occurred to me that Audra and Chimera have never sparred. Well, that's for another time.
I was about to say, well, it's not going to happen now.
Yeah, no,
darling.
no. I'm just saying, like, oh,
We've never fought.
We've
Never fought. Wow.
Just for fun, you know? We never had like a little sword fight. Anyways, well,
That's not an answer I need answering, or a question I need answering.
well, I do hope Hunter's dreams are at least more pleasant, but I don't know.
After the day he had, it is unpleasant, likely.
Yeah, they might be not so pleasing to the senses.
I am thinking that, considering we just went into Church of the Queen and the Goddess, and it seems to be one of her domains is conjuration, it's very likely that our nightmares and said manifestations are a function of that. Which makes me believe that this jar, which could contain my ancestor, is likely just that jar. But
So
I
maybe
can't know
not.
for certain.
Well, that's safer, right?
That's the thing. Part of me was happy when I found it, because at least that means someone else didn't have it. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I request that we make an agreement, though. Let's not test that until we are not here. I'm not saying we shouldn't deal with it at some point, but now on top of everything else, I don't like our odds right now. I wouldn't want to set us up for absolute total failure.
Now, if we have any magic beans, now's the time to let him rip.
That's a lie.
Alright.
Don't do that.
And
I promise I won't open it
along the same lines, Anwar.
unless I want to.
And along
You
the,
little shit.
and along the same lines, Anwar. Hadn't you marked something on the map pertaining to your ancestor in this jar before?
Not so much. More just east.
Okay.
Akhenaten was pretty general. But then again, he has been literally living under a rock, as far as I know,
Right.
for millennia.
Okay.
So
nothing specific. Well,
He might just have been able to sense you and base the trajectory off of that.
I think it's some kind of blood connection, possibly similar to the one that Hunter
When I
has.
first was able to summon that echo who can wander, I was able to sense Kion that way. Maybe something similar.
Powerful. In my dream, I was conversing with my ancestor, Nazar, but also Cerebro. I know it feels like months, because it has been months, since we let him go. But I still can't help but wonder, do we do the right thing by letting him go?
I think it was the right thing at the time.
and if it
I don't
turns out
think we would have gotten out of there otherwise.
and if it turns out to be the wrong thing at a later time, then I trust we'll all come together to right that wrong.
Actually, I'm retiring immediately after we get out of here.
Oh,
That's fair.
well, thanks for letting us know now.
I'm getting too old for this shit, Audra. I'm tired.
Do you have any recommendations
It's-
of people to interview?
Yeah, well, first of all, if you could recommend a replacement, that'd be nice. You know,
Figure it out.
you say you feel too old for it, Chimera, but you still take and do more than any of us on the battlefield, at least
I
physically
have
speaking.
more blood than any of you here.
Suppose that comes with age.
Do you think the priest is going to rat us out? They left rather abruptly.
We could check on that from here.
I'm having a really hard time getting a beat on this point. Seems like guards are on high alert to see anyone different or out of the ordinary.
Right.
But it also seems like, based on Pycon's experiences, you're fine having tried to assassinate the queen. Just get it out of your system and go back to work.
Oh, the
Everybody
American
gets
dream.
one. Yeah, I know, right?
All right, you tried an insurrection. Now go sit in timeout. Come back and play next week.
I mean, we were pinpointed just for walking down the street.
I think we need to do this as quickly as possible, safely as possible. But we're not going to get far here. We're not going to make friends here
No.
if the holy man doesn't want to be our friend.
Would you all like me to check on that? I can do it from here.
Sure.
I'm assuming the temple is not more than a mile away, Richard, but correct me if I'm wrong.
It is not more than a mile away.
Okay.
It's a mile and 1 foot.
It is. How far does the spell last? Okay, it's 1 more inch than that.
5 feet.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Ryan?
35 feet.
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular increment.
Yeah. Okay, then, Richard. I would
Yep.
like to cast clairvoyance. Take a peek inside the temple to see how we're doing. Lasts for up to 10 minutes. It is an invisible sensor that gets dropped there. If you need the rest of the text, let me know and I can provide it.
Okay.
But I would just like to take 10 minutes and see what's going on.
Okay. You go over there and
I'm sorry.
clairvoyance thing. Peeking inside in the room that you were in before, it looks as if the two that you saw in there are continuing on with rituals. They are seems like they're conjuring steel at the moment, and that is mainly what you see them do. It seems pretty bland and ordinary.
Related.
It's like nothing that's like, exactly gonna like help you with your mission at all.
Okay. Related. Did they give me the resources to replenish my crossbow bolts? Because I know I'd mentioned it, but I don't.
Yeah, I guess somewhere in all of that, yeah, they you'd have to make it yourself, but they
they gave me the
they gave you some
ore.
steel. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was just curious about that. Okay. I'm probably. Do I get those on short rest or long rest? Short rest. I gain. Okay. Cool. So, all right. Also, check in on them and relay that. Doesn't seem like there's anything. Doesn't seem like there's anything terribly interesting going on, which is, I suppose, for the better. They're just doing more of their conjuration work. So perhaps we haven't been ratted out.
Maybe they've already told her.
They also
Perhaps.
might not be important enough.
Right. If you have to be invited up to speak to the queen, then I don't know. Perhaps they just serve as a sort of living machine for her, cranking out resources. And then at some point, while we're waiting for these last couple hours, Richard, I will use my channel divinity to replenish my bolts, and I do get that back on a short rest, at least.
Did you also fill up the ring during this time?
Oh, sure, yeah. What would you like? Oh, what did you use that healing word?
Level
Yeah.
2 healing
You
word.
did? Okay. So would you just like the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will put a level 2 healing word back in it. I will also use my harness divine power to take my other use of channel divinity and replenish that second level slot for me, so it's not actually really going to be lost. And then
Nice.
I'll get both of my channel divinities back via short rest by the time Hunter's awake, since we got a few hours. Just to
Speaking
just
of Hunter
just to
not
make
being
sure I,
awake,
itemize everything for you here.
Speaking of Hunter, you're gonna have a dream during this time, even if you're not fully asleep, even if you're just kind of hazing. You're getting these visions in your head of being at a tavern, and you're in a little booth, kind of off to the side, wooden table, little lamp kind of dangling above you, that's or a little lantern, I guess, that dangles that has a single candle in it. It's fairly dim, but it's atmospheric. All along the walls are various like swords and daggers and axes. It looks like some old wands, things like that, like all sorts of stuff from battle over time. And sitting across from you is Ronan. And he just kind of like slams a mug down onto the table, just like, what the hell are you doing, man? Is this gonna be another time where you are just playing nice? These squid, I gave you this power. I gave you those weapons. I gave you that ability to channel the energy through those weapons. I did that so you could kill squid. Not play nice with them. Not talk with them. Not this whole redirect the energy thing. Talking with squids, why? You're gonna be up face to face with a squid. You should be charging your dang blade and sticking it through his frickin' throat.
I'm gonna be killing squids, but this one's a stepping stone. And if I kill it, then we might get stuck here for a long, long time, where there's only one squid to kill for all of eternity. If I get out of here, there are gonna be plenty of squid for me to take down.
So, the last one, oh, it's too advantageous to just pass up this opportunity. We're gonna we're gonna make deals with the squid. We're not gonna kill him. Now it's a new one. We're gonna find some information on it, but no, we're not gonna kill it. That wouldn't be good. You ever stop to think that's how these things keep on living so long? Because nobody damn does a thing and kills them?
Listen, Java, I've got your money. Not here, but I've got it. I get it. I get it. And we want them dead. We do, and we're gonna be killing squids, and hopefully I'll get to kill this one, but I can't kill it until I know I got a safe way out of here.
Fine. Do what you gotta do. If you got the chance to kill that thing and you wuss out, just think about all the terrible things that squid's doing to others. You could stop it.
I mean, that squid's stuck down here with the rest of them.
Maybe that's what it wants you to think. Just saying. Us devils, we've been fighting gods a long time, even. These squids, man, are something else. They're invading in, and there's no signs of them going away. So, if you got one in your grasp, better think it through if you're not gonna cut his throat out.
All right. Can do that.
You do me proud, boy. And with that slam down on the table, you're gonna kind of get jerked up awake. Like, oh. And you just see that you're surrounded by everybody in the small hut again.
Oh, what time are we looking at?
At this point, it's probably like 3-4 a.m. You've passed out for a number of hours, maybe without realizing.
Probably 3 or 4 a.m.
All right.
And you passed out for a few hours.
Yeah. All right. Gonna get geared up, do some stretching or something.
Yeah, because I think you're supposed to report in like first at like 5.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it 4 a.m. You got about an hour to.
Yeah. No need to rush, at least,
Yeah.
Nothing worse than
So,
Excuse me.
bless you.
Thank you.
So I'll get suited up and run through the story with Arantis again and make sure I know what I'm passing on.
Alrighty, yeah, he tells you all sorts of tales you want to hear about how terrible the war was, and most of them end with, and then he died too.
Grandpa, is that you?
And he died too. Alrighty, so we pick up the next day, or about an hour later, 5 a.m. Anybody else doing anything while Hunter is getting ready to knock on the door of a Mind Flayer?
How are we getting over there? Just as is? Looking like ourselves?
Might be the best bet,
Okay.
but also they might have seen us dressed as the Flayer people,
Right.
the cultists.
So therefore we just look like ourselves, yeah?
I don't know. It might be suspicious if we're not, because if we were seen with Hunter approaching the house and then we never show up again, but also if it's just us, like suddenly with I don't know.
We know
Sure.
that cultists aren't welcome here, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's the overarching rule there.
yeah. That's probably the good default at this
Alright.
point.
Are there some
Hunter.
inconspicuous places around that they could be lounging at? Like,
You guys found a kind of a nook to hide in last time. I don't know why you couldn't do so again.
okay.
Hunter, I wanted to add one more addendum to this plan. that I think might give us an edge.
I'm all ears.
That's good, because you're going to need to be. I think we're going to need to turn the tables on the mind reader. And Anwar's going to pull out a potion.
Oh ho.
Ooh.
Oh!
I forgot you had that.
Yeah, me too.
Seems like a good time to use it.
Hunter gets a shit-eating grin and kind of claps you on the shoulder. I like where your head's at.
Now, hold on. This only lasts a minute, so you need to make it count. So, I don't know if you have any containers for beverages on your person, but you
Hunter
might
would
want to swap
never.
it out for one, and then have it once you're talking to me. I'm not a mind-reading expert, but I would be careful to not make your presence in his mind too obvious.
All right. I'll do what I can.
Luck. And I'll give him the potion of mind reading.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to assume I've been warded.
Yeah, I think it's still technically up.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours. So when
Oh, okay.
I gave it to you the first time we checked on this. It's probably getting close though. When did we come to this place first, Richard? Like
I'd say
8,
it
9
was.
p.m. maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you've got like an hour with it at most.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, you're coming close to it.
Yeah. It's still up, Hunter, but let's just make sure we don't drag this out more than, say, an hour.
Do what I can.
This does end up being his breakfast. Please get out of there. I'll find you.
And at the very least, since I am also equally warded, I'll know yours has run out when mine does, just in case you're not nearby.
Alrighty.
Well, this background music
Teleport in
suddenly
there
got...
if you scream right, alright? I
Say what?
swear. I said I will teleport in there if it's a problem, alright? So you get in, you get out. Yeah?
Can do.
Good boy.
Did the background music suddenly just get like a few lyrics for anybody else? Because it was like right when we were talking Death Ward stuff, and it was really unsettling.
Oh, no, I didn't get
Like
that.
I just suddenly heard like just a muttering of something. I was like, anyways.
All right. So you all head over to your kind of hidey nook area, which is probably like just around the corner of this building. And then Hunter, you go up to the front entrance again, where you do see a little more tired than before, a little more bloodshot, but you do see the big orc and the big bugbear standing with their big great swords. And they both kind of stand there, but oh, it's you.
Yeah,
Next.
morning, fellas.
So you really want an audience with this guy, eh?
Sure do.
Alrighty then. Well, why don't you come on in then? And they're both gonna open the door for you and just kind of motion for you to go on in.
The second they turn around, I like throw the vial back, but I hold it in my mouth.
The potion of mind reading.
Yeah, like I pour it in, but I don't swallow it yet.
Okay. So this lasts for a minute when you finally drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to do a sleight of hand on swigging that real quick?
Sure.
Oh,
So-
shit!
On that 18.
So close to being on that 18. You swig. So what was the container you were swigging it out of?
I think it was just like a little kind of a test tube vial kind of deal.
It was very clearly like a potion then. They saw that and they're gonna be like, oh, hey, what is this funny business? And like they don't like let you get in much further.
I pull out some of the whiskey, just like
Yeah, that ain't. That's not a flask, though. That's a tube thing.
I was just trying to sneak a shot real fast.
They're gonna go roll deception. They're gonna do some insight checks. $21 is pretty darn good. They're gonna say that. I'm sorry, you're trying to do what again? Sorry, as a DM, I forgot what you said. What was your?
I claimed that it was I was just trying to sneak a shot in.
Okay. The orc's gonna look over, or actually, no, we'll say the bugbear's gonna look over. For you. I sense some fuckery going on here. Well, to get you on the inside, but better watch yourself. And they're keeping a real close eye on you at this point.
Man, I lost all my friendship points on them.
Yep, one of them rolled a nat 20 on their insight.
Yeesh.
So, you get on inside. They're going to close the door behind you.
Mhm.
And one of them is, the orc is, we'll say, yeah, the orc's going to stand right at the door. And, but he's going to shout up, "Oh, master! Your, guest has arrived." And, just a moment after, just kind of floating, you're going to look out, there's a stairway. Once you're inside, you kind of see, you're in kind of a nice foyer area, and then there's a staircase that leads up, and then kind of a balcony that crosses over to get to various rooms. And when you look up, just kind of floating across the balcony is this mind flayer that looks extremely old and weak. It's in kind of these raggedy robes. It looks extremely wrinkly all over, and like even down its tentacles look just like extremely thin and just kind of sickly. And it's going to look just kind of like float over and then turn and then look directly down towards you. And you're just going to hear this mental thought inside your head, assuming that with your ring on you allow to be telepathically spoken to. Do you?
Yeah, I'll allow communication, but I won't allow, because I can allow that, but he can't read my mind.
Okay, so you'll just kind of hear a, "You made it this far. How is one able to do such things and win an audience with myself?"
Well, talented individuals get sent to do certain things. And I've been sent here to speak to you. I'm looking for a fella. Have word that he may have come through here.
You kind of float up kind of over the railing of the balcony and then just float down to you slowly. And he's just gonna get right up close to you. And he's gonna kind of examine you kind of all over your head. Fascinating that I can't detect a single bit of intelligence from you.
What are the surface thoughts I'm getting from him?
His surface thoughts are very similar to the surface kind of things that are going into your mind. You just kind of get this echo of questions of like, who the heck is this guy? When did he get here? What, why can't I detect a single thing he's thinking of right now? Is he some kind of fae is he like a devil fae thing? What's going on here? He's just kind of buzzing with questions inside of his head. And also I would say a surface thought, you detect a number of surface thoughts because of the way his brain works. He can think about so many things at the same time. So in this way, it actually works against him that you're getting so many surface thoughts. But you're getting some others too that's like, this one might be alive. If there's any kind of brain in there, if he's not some kind of phantom thing, I could really use a tasty snack right now. So you're getting all those thoughts in at the same time.
Gotcha. Responding to the comment that he doesn't detect a single source of intelligence or anything, Hunter's gonna give him a kind of a smirk and say, "I've heard that before. I'll make this quick." And I'm gonna pull out my whetstone
Mm-hmm.
and make it look like it's projecting an image of Knuckle,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "I've got reason to believe this man came through here some time ago. Spoke to the Queen, had an audience."
While doing all of that, are you still trying to get his thoughts as you're?
Oh yeah, the second I bring the image up, I want to know exactly like what the visage of Knuckle sparks in his thoughts.
Yeah, you get an image real quick of Knuckle in the middle of the square that you're currently in, taking a knee to a queen with fairly pale skin, dark hair, blue dress, and he's just kind of kneeling before her and speaking with her. That's the image you get real quick, and he's going to quickly say, "I've not heard of such a person. Please tell me, what is it you're really doing here? You're trying to find this person?"
Yeah, that's part of it. I'm trying to gather information on this gentleman.
So tell me, do you have some kind of magic that keeps me from reading your mind, or do you just simply have no brain at all?
I just kind of stare at him for a couple seconds and then return back to the line of questioning. Like, curious what he offered to the Queen, what kind of deal he made. Were you a part of that interaction, if you don't mind me asking?
I think I do, without a fair exchange of information. Quid pro quo. How are you doing this?
Well, you see, the whetstone projects the image, and then you see it.
You know what I'm speaking of. Don't test my patience.
I'll give you information, but not what you've asked. Now, from what I understand, the Queen would love to hear information about the war outside.
He's gonna mind blast you right now. The minute you say, "I'm gonna give you information, but not what you asked," right after he said, "Don't test my patience," you're testing his patience, and he's like, "Fuck it." And he's gonna mind blast you. I need an intelligence save, please.
Whoo boy.
Hey, that's good. I hope.
Um,
I don't like that you
You,
have to like that.
That is very good. You've had a mind blast towards you before, and you were ready for it. And especially with this potion, seems like it's giving you some extra kind of with this link through. He's trying to stun you. It does not work. However, I think there still might be some damage. Let me check real quick.
Do mind blasts make noise?
It's a psychic energy thing, so no, it doesn't make any noise. It's just
Okay.
just a mental pulse. Let's see. This one thing here, let me just make sure this is correct. Just trying to see if... Huh. You take no damage from this at all. He's trying to get into you, and it does not work. So I'm gonna give you a choice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in initiative, or are you gonna try to do something not combat wise to try to keep things not?
We're gonna stay civil. I'm going to kind of furrow my brow a little bit and say, now if you don't feel like talking, I can take my business elsewhere.
Immediately, the detect thought thing you get is like 8 minds lighting up that just they just are all asking, what is he? Because a mind blast just didn't work, and you're just like carrying on, just like what the fuck is he? And suddenly you're sensing he's quite curious about you. So sorry, what was the last?
That's where I want you to be. It's kind of if you don't want to talk, then I can go ahead and leave.
No, by all means. Let's talk.
So we're going to be civil?
Sure.
All right. Like I said, I'm sure the Queen grants certain favors to people with certain information, and I can ensure you are the person to pass that information along, or to present at least the person to present that information.
As you're talking about all this, he's gonna kind of look over towards another room and just telekinetically bring in 2 chairs and a table, and then just again does another hand wave and brings in like a little mug, just goes right down, like plops down onto the table.
Thank you.
As I was saying, quid pro quo. I can give you some of this information, but I want some of my own, and not on your terms.
I understand.
We exchange. You will tell me what I want to know, and I will tell you what you want to know.
With full respect, sir, that is privileged information that I am not, don't have the authority to give out. Now, when we get out of this place, if you want to come along, maybe I can present you to the person who can pass that information along.
So you know the information. You just won't give it.
Not exactly. It's a little more complicated than that.
Magic is just giving you all the indication that infuriates him. That like, oh, there's somebody higher up than me. You're just getting all these fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, like all sorts of nasty things, and starting getting like, you know what, I should just kill him anyway.
Now, just so you understand, it's not a matter of me not telling you. There's certain information that's kept from me to protect me and others higher up on my chain. Now, again, respectfully, if you'd like access to that information, I can bring you to that person, but that requires getting out of here. And you can surely come with me if you like, but you seem rather comfortable and cozy here.
Your work at seeing through different thoughts. One of them is, indeed, I am comfortable here. And another pops up is, oh, maybe I could just get him to leave. I hate this guy. I hate just in general, he just hates so much about you. But then another problem is, there's no way he doesn't have a brain. This must be some kind of magic thing. No, I should just freaking eat his brain. He's got to be in there. He's got a head. So finally he's gonna say, you've piqued my curiosity, I'll give you that. But if you don't give me the information I want right now, whoever else is out there, I don't give a shit about him. It's just you and me in the room. You give me the info I want, or I'm gonna take it.
The information you're asking me for, I do not have. I know who has it, but I do not have this information.
How are you doing this?
Ah,
And you said, oh no, let me give you some other information. No. I want you to know how. How are you able to just seemingly ignore all thoughts as if you have no brain inside of your...
What I can tell you is that I have been gifted certain abilities to ensure my protection and to accomplish certain missions.
Magical abilities?
If magic exists, I guess you would call it magic, yes.
Mhm.
I'm only fucking with him a little bit.
If magic exists is a very funny response.
He's thinking for a moment and going through a number of... And this is happening pretty quickly because he can think a lot faster than Richard the DM can think. He's thinking of all the ways he can try attacking you again. It's like, I could try mind blasting him again. Maybe he was just able to resist it. Maybe I'll just start to wrap my tentacles around him. Maybe I fling a knife in his direction. He's starting to think of all the ways he can take you out because he feels confident that you have a brain at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pissing him off with how you're kind of giving him the runaround. At this point, he's like, I can just take the information if I just eat his brain and get all of his memories. I should just eat his brain. It'd taste fantastic. So you're getting all of that in a blink of an eye. I think I'm going to need an initiative roll at this point. You get that info quite quickly, and now you got to think on your feet. So let's get an initiative roll.
You can Misty Step out of there, right?
I don't actually have Misty Step.
You do have an object that works like Misty Step.
Yes, I do.
Stuff.
I might not have a brain, but I have a grappling hook.
Even better, to be honest.
Okay, so right now we can just...
Do you want initiative from us outside too?
Not until you guys are aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Till
we hear the whistle.
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna go first, and he is going to decide to try to wrap his tentacles around you.
Yikes!
So let me just look at this real quick.
Come on, Squid, 1v1 me.
Yeah. Let's see. What's your AC?
It is 16. So not the highest.
He got an 18, yeah. So he's gonna, like, his tentacles are just going to wrap around your face. And do you have anything that resists against psychic damage with all of your fancy stuff?
Unfortunately, that would be great if I did, but not that I am aware of.
Okay. So he's gonna wrap the tentacles around you. So let's see. That's going to be 17 psychic damage that goes through you, and I need you to make a. You're currently grappled, so you will need to make either an athletics or what do you call it, acrobatics check to get out of that. So that's his turn. What are you doing? Suddenly you're wrapped in there. What percentage of your HP was that?
Less than half. I went from 44 to 27.
Okay.
Like a third?
All right. So you currently this thing's tentacles are all up over your face right now. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reaction and light him up.
Okay.
So I will press that button because I definitely have that button right here. There it is.
Oh, also his two guards were inside the whole time, so I'm gonna need to roll initiative for them too. Wow.
Solid damage.
They both got a nat 1 on their initiative.
That's
Oof.
good.
That is a fiery piece of damage. I'm gonna need to draw out a little room for us real quick.
Do you want me to put us on another break screen, or what would you like?
I could probably use a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
you can go ahead.
I'll put us on another break,
It was
and
supposed to be a talk.
we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now from the break, and here's the map.
Yep.
I don't suppose that hellish rebuke blasted him off in my face, huh?
No, but it did do, what was it, 19 fire damage?
19 fire damage.
It hurt. Yeah, you set him up like huge amount of fire, and he's taking that not too kindly. And with that, it's these guys' turns.
I thought they rolled ones.
Hunter hasn't done his
Oh,
turn.
Yeah,
sorry,
I haven't gone yet.
yeah, your turn after the
Yeah, I did a reaction.
And so far, maybe with the fire, it's possible they could hear, but might need something more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now, you're in there all by yourself.
I guess first things first, I need to get out from his grasp. So, I guess acrobatics or a dex saving throw?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Ooh boy. Are you fucking kidding me?
You try to kind of scream at, but his tentacles, they've all got little suckers on them. They keep you in. He's got a tight grasp on you.
Alright, I'm going to pull out the grapple gun, shoot it out the window into the street, across the street to where my friends are, and I guess he's coming with me, and we're just zooming out the window. I mean, either I rip myself out off of his face, or he's coming with me.
Alright, you shoot it out the window, so you guys, you want to try to fling him out. Ryan, I thought you had some kind of limitations on this thing before. Do you remember what they are? I just don't know how to handle this one based on what your magic item does.
In terms of...
You at the least need to make like a strength save to hold on, because if it's got a lot of force to pull you, he's...
The guy grappling him?
Yeah.
Or... Yeah, we could say that. I hadn't really thought about using it to escape a grapple, but I feel like there should be some kind of contested roll for this. Because, I mean, if it were Misty Step, it would just get out. So, this is already a kind of a nerfed version of that. So, if you want to do like a strength against...
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Like, because you're basically escaping a grapple with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would the save be on a... Anwar, what's your save for items? That
My
you
save is 16.
Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, so Hunter, you shoot the thing out the window and the thing zips so hard. He doesn't go flying with you, but you do, like, get ripped out of his grasp.
Woo!
And you go flying through a window 30 feet. 5, 10, 15.
So I think we pan outside, or the shot is outside, and the gang is all like hanging out, and there's just smash of glass, and the thing, it hooks into a wall, and the line goes taut, and then through the glass smashes Hunter, and he just like lands and like tumbles onto the street, and like quickly stands
Yes,
up.
like bloody ragdoll.
Yeah, bloody ragdoll, and then like brushes off the glass and dirt, and he's
I might need to make some kind of save from taking like a d6 of some kind of like smashing, slashing damage thing by going through a window like that.
There's a dex save there.
Yeah, I'll say you're able to kind of duck in, and your horns help kind of smash through, and you get to the other side, beat up, but not to the point of like it dealing HP damage. It just knocks you out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But there we are, and that creates enough noise that everybody else can try to enter the turn order, and you should be able to beat a 1 pretty easily.
Is this kind of where we are, Richard? I just kind of made a guess.
No, Audrey, you're back up with... Oh, shoot, I meant to be using the pointer tool. You're around the corner with everybody else. You guys
we are. Okay. I thought we were across the street.
No, you guys are, like, ducked around a corner.
Got it. Okay.
Is Arantis with us?
You never said that he was, so I didn't put him in with you.
I mean, he generally hasn't been.
Yeah, while you've been in this place, Arantis hasn't really been going with you because he's such a... He stands out so easily.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So...
Almost got my brains eaten, guys.
I see negotiations went well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good meeting when you have to leave through a window.
I'm sorry, guys. That's all my time. I didn't pay for Zoom Premium. Bye.
Gonna need some of these healing potions.
I guess the way to do this, because I don't want to penalize Anwar. I think these guys technically would get to do something in the previous round, and then everybody's triggered for the next round to come in. So...
I'm fine with that because otherwise they're not like we don't know where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This way they're actually targets for us.
Alrighty, that's... How many is it? Okay, that's all you guys, right? Yeah. Okay, so just these guys real quick. They're gonna do their job. 6. So Hunter, you like get bursted out and you kind of crash over, but they are chasing after you, and Bugbear's gonna hold up his sword and come down on you. So what's your AC again? It was like 16.
It is 16, yes, sir.
Okay, his first strike's not gonna hit you. Second strike. Second strike will hit you. 4. These are D8s. I don't want these. Okay. For 12 slashing damage with his big greatsword. Comes down, strikes down once. You're able to kind of dodge out of the way. Comes down, strikes down again, and gets you for 12. It probably cuts your tail and kind of like nicks an artery bad in that tail there. And you're just starting to bleed out quite a bit. You're starting to lose a lot of precious blood. That is them. I think
Oh, they both attacked?
this guy attacked twice. This
okay.
guy cannot make it to you without a dash. So I think he's going to use the rest of his movement to at least block you off.
Well, I was going to use my reaction.
You already
to
used
move-
your reaction this round.
Oh, I did. You're right. My bad.
Yep.
He gets his reaction
He
at
can't
the
attack
end.
you, but he
Gets his
but-
reaction back after his turn to end.
Okay, so now we're back into the top of the turn order. We're Anwar. You just heard a big crash. Stuff's going on. What do you do?
All right. Well, looks like that's us, boys. I'll move over here. I'll see the glass on the ground, which Anwar, being a genius, will know that someone came out of the window. So that's what the glass is. So that's
What are you playing?
That's very
Whodunit
Disco
again?
Elysium of you, sir.
Sherlock does it again.
This is your your Gotham Knights character again, just solving mysteries.
Yeah. All right, so we got two burly boys taking pot shots on Hunter.
Yeah, I should also mention that as you guys kind of run around the corner, you also notice there's a bunch of people who are looking out there. What the fuck's going on? You've captured the attention of like this whole block area at this point. Well, actually, it's 5 in the morning, so there probably aren't that many people yet. That is to your advantage. There might be some people who are like up on the wall, which I did say is not too far away.
Well, we might be getting our audience with the queen one way or another after this.
Oh boy.
TPK, like you should be very worried right now.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
This isn't good. Now that this is a
Yeah.
fight in public.
yeah,
All right,
just
I'll go ahead and I'm going to pull him out of there. I'm going to go ahead and vortex warp him to me.
Nice.
nice.
So I'll shoot a portal at my feet, and then I'm going to shoot a portal right behind or right underneath Hunter. So he's shoot.
Is that triumph?
All right,
Are you still there?
you get Hunter right over to you. Is there anything else you do?
That was
Oh.
my action.
Oh,
That was
God,
my
thank you.
movement. And like as he kind of appears, I'm gonna like reach down and be like, "We gotta stop meeting like this." Pull him up onto his feet.
All right, that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, Audra, your group has attracted quite a bit of attention, and also apparently irked a mind flayer. What do you do?
Yeah. So I round the corner first of all. I guess I see Hunter being pulled up as I round the corner. I look across. I see the two thugs, and I look to Anwar, and it just really quickly like, is this? They come back if we kill them. Are we doing this or are we running away?
I don't think, based on our situation, we should be fighting. We should probably run.
All right. And then I'm going to... Do I have something to help us get away is the question.
Holy vines.
Oh, there it is.
What'd you say?
Holy vines.
Yeah, not quite. Unfortunately, to ensnare somebody, I have to attack them. So that won't do it. You know what? Because he got hurt, let's slap a shield of faith on Hunter just to be safe.
Woo! I'm invincible. Let's get him.
So you've got a shield of faith, and I turn and just, well, we have to run in some direction, so let's run away again, shall we? And that's my movement and an action, so I'm not gonna cast anything else.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, no, that's it.
The flare at this point is going to stumble out of the place, turn over, and see all you guys, and is going to attempt a mind blast on you three. I need intelligence rolls from all three of you, please.
But except Hunter, right? Because isn't he still safe from it with the ring?
No.
Oh.
The ring never... Does somebody have a ring that makes them not have any...
What was his no damage thing from then? Just because he saved?
Yeah, I
I
saved.
have the ring of psychic
Oh.
resistance.
But it wasn't half. But so it's all or nothing with the mind blast.
Yep.
It is.
Okay, I thought it was half. That's why I
Surprisingly.
was confused. I was like, wait, did the ring? Okay.
Yep.
My
So,
bad.
Audra, I'm going to need an
Yeah,
intelligence.
intelligence. Okay.
Yep.
Oof. Anwar might need your spark on this.
We do need a distraction to get away.
Hey, never mind. I think I'm okay. Well, we'll see.
Wow.
Does that save
So
Richard?
he's really sickly, and he's just tries to shoot out a mind blast towards you guys, and all of you feel this psychic energy, but he feels weaker than Cerebro. You're like, oh, I've dealt with this, and you're able to fight it off. It fucking hurts. It gives you a really bad headache, but you are not. Yeah, you're currently not stunned, not taking any psychic damage from this dude.
Hunter immediately, like, dead in the eyes, just smirks, taps on the brain.
He, with that, he is going to. See, that was. He is going to float closer to his bodyguards.
Cure. God damn it.
Hunter.
Okay, good.
What you gonna do, Hunter? Remember, it's not just these three that you're potentially dealing with. You're potentially dealing with a lot more if any more people are getting close to you.
At this point, we were assaulted and have not swung at them, correct?
Yes, but we
You
are
lit
the
'em on fire.
outsiders.
You lit him up on fire.
As a response, as a reaction. He attacked me. I flamed on in response because he grabbed at me.
That's true, yes. Beyond that, there's not been an attack against them.
He's also rich and powerful here.
Right.
We are the outsiders, especially now that we're fighting in the streets.
I just kind of holler out, "We only came to talk," and I'm going to cast darkness on them, using my once per day.
Okay.
So a cloud of darkness just envelops them, and then we're going to turn around and run, just dipset.
15-foot radius. So yeah, that can. If you do it right in the center, I think that'll get all of them.
Bag them all.
Hell yeah.
All right. So after you do that, where do you go? You just.
I think we're going to book it for some of the alleyways that I had plotted out and just get to somewhere chill. And I guess
I will say that with that, you duck and nook all sorts of ways. You hear the bells start to ring, and but eventually, looks like you've lost them.
all right.
And so we'll go back to this. You successfully evaded death. That
Yeah.
could have been TPK if that was not dealt with better.
And your death ward's probably gone now on that note.
Yep.
It's probably been
Yep.
long enough.
So I'll kind of share what happened beforehand. Thank y'all for making sure I was set to go in there. That could have gotten way nastier.
Where are you guys regrouping and talking? Is it out in the streets somewhere, or are you going back to?
Should not be Pycon's house at this
No?
rate.
You don't think so?
No. Because
People
if
see
we're
us
tailed,
returning there.
Oh, gotcha. Is there a tavern or some, like, place to lay low?
can we go back to the well hole?
Yeah. If you want to like give some stealth rolls, you can try to jump into the well and see if you can do it without anybody noticing. It is fairly early in the morning still. Although I will say that the way day and night works here is kind of really weird, and people just kind of go through different shifts and stuff. So if the bells ring, there's a good amount of forces that are going to be out looking for trouble.
I think what I'm going to do is go to one of those spots that had been marked as safe but then found.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the place has already been, like, if the spot's dead, there's no reason to think that that's where people would be, right?
Well, I mean, it's probably various things, like if there was like a little restaurant, or if there was like a blacksmith's area or whatever. It's not like it's not abandoned. People are still there. It's just at one point or another that might have been like a safe house for some kind of resistance.
Right.
No longer lives.
Okay. Well, if there's like a tavern or like lounge or something that used to be a safe spot.
If you want to break into a tavern, you can do that.
Oh, we'd have to
I-
break in.
I'd rather us jump in a hole in the ground.
That's fair. Okay.
Same.
I can Yeah, I can be cool with
Or
that.
we
All
can
right.
do what I used to do in like freaking Elder Scrolls games, and we just like post up in somebody's attic. Just pace.
I can go ahead and throw up the gift of Orontis while we're running through the streets, so that's an extra +10 to all of our stealth rolls.
Okay.
Kinda lay low.
Dubs.
Good thing that's a +10. So you guys are gonna jump back in the well hole. All right. With the gift of Arantis, I'll just say that you're able to do it.
And we do a whale hole scream the way down.
Bucket pirate sees Hunter
you
yet
guys
again.
kind of down into the well. You can grab the rope and kind of shimmy down. When you get to the bottom, there's just that pirate down there being like, "Yo, buckets."
I will happily get a bucket this time. Honestly.
Yeah.
Also, just friendly reminder: happy thoughts only.
Happy thoughts only.
Oh yeah,
Happy
you're
thoughts only.
where thoughts can manifest again. That
Yep.
is the danger of being down there.
Mm-hmm.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
Is that an old
something,
half-orc song,
something.
Chimera?
Something woolen mittens. No, I don't know where it's from. Something, something, something. My favorites. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh no. No, that's the dog bites
don't
and
go
bee
onto the
stings, so we're
bridge.
not going to
Yeah.
sing anymore.
Don't go on the bee stings and dog bites.
Suddenly, the dog T-Rexes from Caelid appear.
Fuck that.
All right, so you get back down in there. What do you do with your time to regroup?
I'm
So
gonna.
this has been a total shit show, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that didn't
across
go
the
great.
board.
Now, I mean, the upside is he attacked us, so like when we inevitably have to talk to the queen about it, we can say he was impatient, he attacked me because I didn't tell him what he wanted to hear.
Put you in his home, darling.
Yeah, I was welcomed inside his home to talk.
Right.
But if he has the queen's ear, she's still gonna take his word over yours,
Right.
or at the very least take his side, regardless.
It's still
of what
worth
happened.
doing. It's still worth, like, hey, this is how it was, if it becomes that. But
I wouldn't plan on a fair court system here.
we should rely on that not working.
Yeah.
So, what were you able to learn while reading his mind?
Man, unfortunately, not too much.
He didn't like me.
He didn't like me. He was real curious. Like he asked me one question, and then when I told him I couldn't answer him, he kind of flipped out. I saw a snippet of when Knuckle was here. He was in the town square there, kneeling before the queen, kind of taking audience with her there. So it looked like, at least at that point, he was chill. I didn't get like a bad memory of him like fleeing and chasing Knuckle out, so was there anything else that I missed from there, Richard?
No, that was pretty much what you got from him.
Yeah.
That, and I guess you learned that potions of mind reading seem to be especially effective on things that, like Elithids, where they're just thinking so much in so many like different minds at the same time.
It's a high concentration of information.
Yeah, so that was an interesting thing for later that you learned about Elithid.
I figure they're the people that are the least likely to worry about having their minds read. So,
Yeah, if we can make more of that shit, that'd be great.
what about his allegiance to the queen? Anything playing to that?
I mean, I know he seems comfortable here. He's happy here. Doesn't want to get out of here. Did I pick up anything? I know I didn't have a chance to roll insight at the time, but kind of in retrospect, could I like roll an insight for like any surface thoughts he had when the queen was there in his memory or anything like that? Or when I talked about
I
like
mean, you
sleeping with
definitely
the queen.
got the surface thought that he's like, when he mentioned, like, well, you seem comfortable, you seem happy here. You would have gotten that it's not just like, oh yeah, that's true. It's like, yes, that's very true. I'm very comfortable here. Um, almost a sense like he needs to be here. Like this is very good to be here. So you definitely you picked up on that while you were scouting his surface thoughts.
Okay.
So the theory of him like, oh, he wants to get out of here doesn't seem to be holding up, at least at his
Oh yeah.
surface.
Oh yeah. I mean, I kind of fished for that. I was like, I threw out something to see if he would bite, and we know he's not interested there. So you might be right, Ryan. It might be that he's kind of playing the queen and keeping himself happy. I don't know what the situation is exactly, but either way, he's happy here.
Yeah, well, that answers one question. I guess. It also means that we don't have an in to get an audience with the queen. We don't have a potential ally.
Yeah.
It sounds really stupid, but if I just came to her as a mother concerned for her child, do you think she'd listen?
It's worth a shot.
We know she has children
Children.
of her own.
Talking to the queen, just like knocking on the front door.
I mean, if we see her, or I could go knocking. I think getting here is its own merit, honestly.
Based
If
on
I
what
come to her without violence or vengeance of any sort and just ask.
based on what the priest said, I think there's a greater chance she'll be in her castle than walking around down here anyway.
They have mentioned that she does come down from time to time.
True.
It's just a matter of like, how do we trigger that? How do we? And this might have done it. Like, if word gets back to her that the flayer that she goes to for things, like there was a scuffle, then maybe she'll look into that. Maybe not.
Maybe. I mean, you didn't make your intentions clear that you wanted to kill her, right?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, the only. Oh, was that in character?
That's a good answer either way.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. No, I mean, I was pure investigation. Looking for Knuckle. Heard he talked to the Queen. What can you tell me about that? And he was all, I can't see inside your head. What's up with that? Tell me about that. What's that about? And
And I imagine someone who's only used mind reading their entire life would be pretty surprised when it didn't work.
yeah, he was kind of a Karen about the whole thing, though.
I think the only reason that he would go and tell her that we are here is that he managed to survive his mind blast.
Twice.
Which he did it twice?
Oh, yeah, first time he did it, and I just made him look like a dummy. I put him in the toilet, man. Like, I just stone cold, like, look at me. Look, it was like this. He was like, and I was like,
He doesn't
yeah.
know what you are then.
Wow.
right? Dude, I was like, I was in his brain. It was silly. And then he asked me, he was like, was this magic or something? And I was like, if magic exists, I guess you'd call it magic. Dude, I was fucking with him so good.
Magic does exist, though.
I know. I know it does. I use it. Oh.
Framed himself as some kind of weird ethereal being from beyond the stars.
Right?
Well,
Hunter's
now
a new deity.
He might talk to the queen about that.
Right. Something
This guy doesn't
interesting
have
is
a
around here.
brain. He said magic didn't exist, and what I'd call it magic.
Well,
I think you might have just made it yourself like a lifelong foe, though.
Well, hopefully I'm too interesting to kill.
Well,
Do you have any thoughts about eating your brain and just reading your mind that way?
I think that, well, yeah, that's what happened. He grabbed my face, like you can see the, like, these
Yep.
markings, yeah. And so I, like, boom, I flamed on him. And, did you see, boom, I used the, this sweet puppy here. The grapple gun saved me again, saved my bacon.
Alvar's gonna take it. He's like, "You're not supposed to shoot it through things. I'm gonna have to fix this."
No,
And he's like pulls out his tinker tools and he starts like cleaning out the glass shards and things like that.
well, with as much as you did, Hunter, maybe it will prompt the Queen to make a visit. In which case, we could just tap into Benny and see what's going on surface.
Yeah.
And we can stay down here in the meantime, as long as we're very careful about,
Yeah, thinking about happy thoughts. Thinking them happy thoughts. I'm going to take me a short rest and use up some of my hit dice because I got roughed up deep.
Alrighty.
Take me a sit
well,
down.
I think I would like a wisdom saving throw from each of you, and then we're gonna call it night here.
Alright.
Fuck, shit, fuck.
And deep down in this well.
Alright, wisdom. Oh man, and without Benny, we don't have the, well,
Without Benny.
yeah. I mean, I'll take my +7. I'm happy with that, but without Benny,
I'll take my +7.
oh, it doesn't matter. I got a 10. Even with Benny.
Oh,
I think I'll
no.
luck that. I think I'll luck that.
Yeah.
Man, look at all the tokens from last time we were down here. That's crazy.
She.
Timeline said no. You're gonna
I'll
suffer.
take that too then. I'll take that too.
I'm gonna give myself a flash of genius to make it 11.
I've rolled like 4 times today, and they've all been shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Audra's bracing for something bad now.
A 10, 11, and a 2.
A 2.
Wait.
Well, guys,
Oh, gotcha.
next week.
Here lies the Flayer Slayers.
Agonazar fuses with Echo Kamir, who fuses with Audra's insecurity, who fuses with Ronin to make.
Now, I
the
rolled an
Megazord
18. I rolled
of
18. I'm
evil.
good.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Ronin's just hanging out next door.
I want Audra's
Ronin's just there like,
insecurity to sound like
oh,
Tina
God.
from Bob's Burgers. If we're merging them all together, that's the voice I
Jeez.
want in this.
Yeah, the Voltron of depression.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sad of everything down in the well. I
Do
cannot
one
do
more
that
of
voice.
these.
And I'm gonna mow it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Wow,
your securities are really catching up with you there, Audra. Be safe of that well.
That's actually pretty good. That's
Thank
not
you.
a John. That's not a bad Johnson
Thank you.
judgment.
That's a
Yeah.
fun voice to do.
It's like you have a cold.
Yeah, basically. All right, well, we'll see everybody next week.
Oh, boy. It
Benny,
can only go up from here.
Benny comes back to be like, so what happened? Oh, no.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Alrighty, guys, I'm pretty worn out, so I will see y'all later.